a gal who's dreamy, Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
Hi, I'm Dobie Gillis. The new Dobie, that is. Not the harried, haunted, money-chasing wretch I used to be. No, sir. Now I'm a cheerful, agreeable, well-adjusted individual. And why? Because at last I found the perfect girl. Her name is Gwyneth. Gwyneth Krausmeyer. Gwyneth is everything a girl should be. Lovely as a summer day, dainty as a sunbeam, nutty as a fruitcake. The moment we met, it was love at first sight. It happened one afternoon in the music appreciation room at school. Gwyneth was listening to the fourth movement of Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique, the March to the Gallows. We've come to think of it as our song. Thank you very much. Beethoven? That's Beethoven, Maynard. Oh, here's an empty one. Oh, boy.
Isn't it magnificent?
Huh?
Those divine dissonances.
Catchy.
Do you really think so?
Sure. Maynard, goodbye. Huh? Maynard, goodbye. Like wow, huh? Here's this gorgeous, golden, creamy girl, and she's mine, mine, mine. No wonder I'm such a cheerful, agreeable, well-adjusted individual. The only trouble is, when you're that kind of individual, certain people get suspicious. Even people who are supposed to be near and dear.
Dobie, what is the matter with you?
Nothing, Dad. I feel fine.
Well, I don't like the way you've been acting lately. It's unnatural.
How do you mean?
You don't try to wheedle money out of me. You don't try to make with the cash register. Suddenly, my own son's a total stranger to me.
It just so happens I don't need any money, Dad.
Did you hear what he said? You don't need any money.
I mean, after all, money doesn't buy happiness. So if you can be happy without money, well, who needs it?
That's a very beautiful thought.
Thank you.
Now, aren't you ashamed of being so suspicious of Dobie?
My deepest apologies. Just one question. Are you, by any chance, mixed up with a ring of counterfeiters?
Herbert!
No offense, I'm just trying to cover all the logical explanations.
The boy told you. Money does not buy happiness.
No, but it does buy ice cream sundaes. And if he isn't buying ice cream sundaes, he isn't chasing girls. And if he isn't chasing girls, he isn't our son.
Oh, I've got a girl, all right.
Where are you getting the money?
Well, she despises money.
You found a girl who despises money?
That's right.
Son, if you can figure out a way of putting this in bottles, your fortune is made.
Sir?
Never mind. Listen, when you and this girl go out on dates, what do?
You know, we listen to records, stroll along the river, and sometimes we go walking in the rain.
She sounds like a sweet, lovely girl.
She sounds like a fugitive from a laughing academy.
Speaking for my sex, I resent that. There are girls who don't care about money, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I must have been one of them.
I believe you. I believe you, and I congratulate you. In fact, I feel a little like Columbus's father. Look. Here's $10. Take her out to Lobster Heaven and buy her a complete dinner with my compliments.
Oh, I couldn't do that. She'd never forgive me.
Now listen here,
Excuse
Dobie.
me, Dad. I have to meet Gwyneth in the park. We're going to watch a bobolink build his nest. Oh, here, you keep this, Dad. I know how hard you worked for it.
Dobie, are there any squirrels in that park?
Sure, Dad. Why?
Be careful, boy. Be careful.
What'll we do tonight, Dobie?
How about if I come over and have supper at your house?
All right. And after dinner, you can take me to a picture.
A movie, Gwyneth? I thought you hated movies.
This is an art picture at the museum. A Bulgarian tragedy with Ukrainian subtitles.
Oh, well, we'd better go early so we can get seats.
Hi there. Hi.
The name's Tyler, Chrissy Tyler. Mind if I turn this off?
Yes.
I want your undivided attention. I promise it'll be worth your while.
What's on your mind, Sonny?
And lose that sunny stuff. I'm 13. I just happen to be small for my age.
All right, what's on your mind, little one?
I'll overlook that. Look, I run a babysitter agency. I get jobs for the kids in my freshman class.
So?
Most of the kids have to be home early. I need some older sitters who can stay up late. So how'd you like to work for me?
Go away.
Listen, this isn't for peanuts. You can pick up 15, 20 smacks a week, each.
Dobie, make him go away.
Now listen.
I'll get you all the jobs you can handle. All you do is pay me a small commission, 50%.
Why, that's disgraceful.
Okay, 25. You know, if you were 2 feet shorter, I could go for you.
Dobie, will you do something?
Tyler, I don't usually hit little boys, but for you, I'll be glad to make an exception.
Think it over. My card. You have to sit around like a bum on a park bench. Stick with me, you'll be driving a convertible.
That poor boy.
Poor?
I mean spiritually. 13 years old, and all he can think about is money.
Yeah. Wonder what he makes a week.
At an age when he should be reaching out for knowledge and beauty. What's he doing?
Cleaning up.
Dobie, we've got to do something for that boy. For Chrissy Tyler.
Like what?
Make him realize that he's throwing away his youth, wasting his best years grubbing for gold.
Gwyneth, you're a terrific girl, but you'd just be wasting your breath on that little creep.
I come from a very persuasive family, Dobie.
Gwyneth.
I had a missionary aunt who converted a whole tribe of cannibals while they were bringing her to a boil.
Tyler, attending service, good afternoon. Yes, ma'am, I'll send him over. Bobby Wilkins.
Yeah?
Miss Levy wants you again tonight, 7 to 10.
Okay.
50 cents, please.
You want it now?
Yeah, it's new policy, commission in advance.
Well, I haven't got 50 cents.
Then I'll lend it to you. Pay me back tomorrow, plus a nickel interest.
I won't do it.
Look, I can ruin you in this town. You may never babysit again. Plus a nickel interest. Tyler, attending service, good afternoon.
Gee, what a setup.
Disgusting. It's like a slave market.
Well, 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 look who's here. May I?
Tyler, we want to have a talk with you.
I'm glad you changed your mind. Frankly, I've had trouble lining up the older crowd.
Chrissy, we want to help you.
Fine, when can you go to work?
No, she means help you spiritually.
Deep down, Chrissy, I'm sure you're a sweet, sensitive boy with a beautiful soul.
Very deep down.
What's all this about?
The dreadful money grubbing business you've started. Oh, give it up, Chrissy, give it up.
You kidding? I'm making over 100 smacks a week.
You are? Horrors.
Chrissy, think of what you're missing. The wonders of nature, the glories of music and art and poetry.
Baloney.
Mind your manners, kid.
Look, I've got nothing against culture. In fact, I may endow a library or two after I make my first million.
You got it all figured out, huh?
Sure, I even took one of those aptitude tests to find out what line of business suits me best.
Yeah?
You know what they said I should be when I grow up?
What?
A robber baron. Chrissy, there's a Mr. Fennell on the line. Excuse me, I have to go talk to my tax man. Thanks for taking interest. In a few years, when I get my full growth, I may give you a buzz.
There must be some way of getting through to him. Maybe he'd be more apt to listen to somebody who talked his language.
You mean like Bernard Baruch?
No, I mean somebody his own age. And I know just the person. My sister, Hermione.
The one with the freckles who writes poetry in blank verse?
Hermione adores culture. Imagine she's only 11 years old, and already she's written 200 poems, and they've been rejected.
Hey, your folks must be real proud of her.
Oh, she'll consider Chrissy a challenge.
So would the Marines.
Don't worry. When it comes to 13-year-old boys, Hermione is dynamite.
Yeah, I still like the idea of breaking his arm.
Hermione's giving a party Saturday night. I'll get her to send Chrissy an invitation.
It might help if she enclosed a $20 bill.
Oh, he'll come to the party. I believe at heart Chrissy is just a lost, lonely little boy.
Gwyneth, you're a wonderful person. Like Joan of Arc, kind of. No sign of Chrissy yet.
But still early.
You sure you got Hermione all primed?
Oh, sure, she knows how important this is to me.
kind of a party is this, anyway? Don't the kids dance or anything?
Hermione attracts the intellectual kids. Later on, there'll probably be a poetry reading.
Real kicks? Gee, I hope this is Chrissy.
Hello. I was invited. My name's Chrissy Tyler. I'm Hermione Grosmeyer. I'm so glad you came. Me too. Would you like some punch? Anything you say. You sit there. I'll be right back.
That takes care of Chrissy.
I don't believe it.
Oh, all the women in my family are that way. I had an aunt once who threw a rose to a matador in Madrid. He followed her all the way to Keokuk, Iowa.
Hi.
Hi.
Mom, we're down a minute. She let me shop first because I have a date.
Oh, with Chrissy?
Yes. I haven't looked at another boy for a whole month.
Oh,
We're going to the symphony concert.
really?
Look at the new photograph he gave me.
Hey. Hey, that's nice.
What are those?
Oh, these are some daisies I picked for Gwyneth.
Chrissy sent me flowers, too. Orchids. I've got to go over to Chrissy's to do some work on the book we're writing together.
Oh, you've got Chrissy writing poetry?
This book is How to Retire at 20.
How to retire at 20?
It's a collection of stock market tips for the teenagers.
And you're helping him? Hermione, you've changed.
Well, somebody in this family has to marry a good provider. Especially if her only sister is stuck with a shiftless drip.
Well, who says I'm a shiftless drip?
Chrissy. But you're still young, Dobie. Why don't you try pulling yourself together?
Oh, hi, gorgeous. Don't move. Just stand there for a moment. I want to remember how lovely you look. Flowers?
Yes, and they looked a little better out in the front lawn. Have you had dinner?
Yeah, of course not. I wanted to share it with you.
I'll see what's in the icebox.
Gwyneth, I just had a talk with Hermione. I worry about her.
Don't. Cold cut's all right?
Perfect. That Tyler kid's done something to her.
Yes, he's doomed her to a life of luxury.
Gwyneth, what's wrong?
Hermione and Chrissy are dining together, too. He's taken her to Lobster Heaven.
Gwyneth.
And then they're going to the symphony concert.
Darling.
And did you happen to notice the phonograph he gave her?
Yes, it's shocking. A young girl shouldn't be getting such expensive presents.
You'll protect me from that sort of thing, won't you?
Gwyneth, you're jealous.
Well, yes, I am.
You, my sweet, unworldly walker in the rain.
Well, I just don't see why my 11-year-old sister should have a more glamorous social life than I. It's humiliating.
Gwyneth, I'll take you to the concert.
You mean you've got tickets?
Yeah, I know one of the ushers. He can sneak us in the standing room.
My cup runneth over.
Gwyneth, we're outsiders, remember? We dwell on lonely mountaintops. Things like fancy phonographs and lobster dinners mean nothing to us.
Baloney?
Oh, Chrissy, thank you.
My dear?
Am I sipping too fast? The second movement was a shade too andante, don't you think? Gwyneth, it's gonna rain. Let's go for a walk, huh? Gwyneth?
Hi, Gwyneth.
Why, hello, Nathan.
Looks like a storm coming up. Can I give you a lift home in my convertible? Top up, of course.
Oh, that would be just dreaming.
Gwyneth, you're with me. I'm your date, remember?
It's still early, though. Maybe we could go dancing somewhere.
Oh, I'd adore to.
Unless you're tied up.
Oh, that's all right. Dobie won't mind.
Yes, I will.
Goodbye, Dobie.
Gwyneth, are you really doing this to me?
With a song in my heart.
Gwyneth.
Don't worry, Dobie. My door's always open to you.
It is?
Of course. The only thing is, the next time you walk in,
Yes?
bring money.
What's this for?
Our specialty. It's called Bananarama.
But I didn't order it. Anyway, it must cost a fortune.
For you, no charge. It's served with compliments of young gentlemen.
I've got no girl. Why? Because I've got no money. And to get Gwyneth back, I need money. Great green gobs of it. But where? How? Now, don't get me wrong. It's not as if I haven't made an honest effort to get some.
Dobie,
Yes, Dad?
are you helping yourself from the cash register?
Yes, Dad. May I?
No, you may not.
I'll pay it back, Dad, as soon as my ship comes in.
What ship is that, the Titanic?
Can I? Just a little?
Not one thin, scrawny dive.
Gosh.
But it's sure good to see you back in there trying, boy. Welcome home, son.
So here I am, a lost, lonely, lovelorn wreck, because Chrissy Tyler turned Gwyneth's lovely head with his ill-gotten gold. Yes, ill-gotten. Does Chrissy work in the fields for his money? Does he sit at a factory bench? No. He gets it by exploiting those poor kids. You know, somebody ought to do something about it. Put a stop to it. You know what? Somebody's gonna. Friends, I have come here to liberate you from your bonds, to lead you out of the dark valley of slavery into the sunlight of freedom.
What's he talking about?
He hasn't said yet.
Chrissy Tyler's exploiting you. He's living like a lord off the sweat of your brows.
Will you please tell us what you're talking about?
All right, I will. Chrissy Tyler may get your jobs, but who does all the work? You do. Who feeds a baby his cream of mush? You do. Who has to change and diaper him? You do. But, who's making all the money?
Chrissy Tyler.
Chrissy Tyler.
What should we do?
Bet, walk out, strike.
But we need the jobs.
What do we do for spending money?
Joe, I'm glad you asked that question, friend. The Dobie Gillis Center Service is now open for business. Sign up with me and I'll get you all the jobs you want. Hey! Before you won't have to pay any commission. Hey! Hardly any. Just a small fee to cover overhead.
And where do we sign up?
Right this way, friend. Gillis Center Service. Yes, ma'am, right away. 14 Elm Drive, Wilkins.
Gosh, thanks, Mr. Gillis.
That'll be 25 cents.
Gee, Chris used to charge us $50.
Well, I'm not in this for the money, son. I just want to see you kids get a start in life.
You're all heart, sir.
That's true, son. I'll remember you, yes. You see before you a tycoon, a man of importance in the community. Now when I walk down the street, they don't say, there goes that penniless Dobie Gillis. No, sir. Now they say, there goes that wealthy, penniless Dobie Gillis. This suit is a symbol of my new status in life. Banker's gray. I mean, it's not quite time to wear it in public yet. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm afraid the public isn't. And I still have that other industrial giant, Chrissy Tyler, to dispose of.
Step right up, friends. Free lemonade and cookies to everybody who works for Tyler Tending. Tyler Tending, the sitter service with a heart.
Live it up, kids. It's all the dream. Compliments of the Gillis Sitter Service, the workers' friend. Here you are, my dear. Just take that.
Free kittens to all loyal employees of Tyler Tending. Step right up and get yourself a little pal.
Vanderbilt, Carnegie, Rockefeller, and now Gillis. At last I know how it feels to have power and guide the destinies of others. I only wish I had it so easy with elementary algebra. But you see, out here in the park with my office in my hat, I'm sort of like a 17-year-old Daddy Warbucks, counseling, advising, helping the ordinary people. The Gillis Sitter Service offers you security, the 6-hour week, vacations with pay, and when you retire at 16, old age pensions.
Hey, Mr. Gillis, look!
Looking for me, Tyler?
Yes, Dobie. I'm licked. Can you use an extra syrup?
Have you had any experience?
Please, Dobie, I've got to make some money. Hermione has very expensive taste.
Okay, Chrissy, you can come to work for me.
Gee, thanks.
In fact, I'll let you manage the business for me. After all, with your know-how.
I'll work hard, Dobie.
Then you can start right now. And it's Mr. Gillis. I think I'll take the evening off and drop in on a certain girl I know.
Give Hermione my regards.
I will, son. Glad to have you aboard.
Thanks.
Oh, and Chrissy,
Yes, Mr. Gillis?
keep your mitts out of the petty cash.
Why, Dobie.
Just happened to be in the neighborhood, driving through in my convertible with power steering, white wall tires, and a hi-fi AM and FM radio.
You bought a convertible?
Well, I rented it, but I may decide to hang on to it.
Dobie.
If you happen to be free, I thought we might dine together.
You mean eat out?
Of course. One hears there's a little spot in town called Lobster Heaven where the cuisine is not unspeakable.
Dobie, I can't.
Huh?
I don't like lobster. It makes me break out in spots.
Well, couldn't you order something else?
Dobie, it's no use.
But I had the whole evening planned. Lobster dinner, dancing under the stars. Well, I was even going to stop and get you orchids.
Orchids make me break out, too. Dobie, I found out I don't like fancy living. At heart, I am an outsider.
You are? Well, that's wonderful, because deep down, so am I. This glitter, this glamour, this isn't the real me.
No, Dobie, it's too late.
No, it isn't. Look, here's the $20 I was going to spend on this tonight. Watch.
Oh, Dobie, don't.
For you, I'd do it gladly.
Dobie, it's no use. I'm in love with somebody else now.
How could you do this to me?
I couldn't help myself. It was love at first sight.
With us, too.
He's a remarkable person, a simple, unaffected child of nature.
Like hi.
Peter, you snake.
I'm sorry, Dobie, but I thought you and Gwyneth were like Splitsville. Come on, chick. We'll be late for the concert.
You're going to a concert?
Yeah, I'm on the long hair kick now. Man, that Beethoven is real gone.
Beethoven, Peter, Beethoven. I'm a husk, an empty shell, a broken man with nowhere to turn. But I'll forget about girls and bury myself in business. I'll become a captain of industry, cold, ruthless, hard as steel. And when people ask me what made me so mean and cruel, I'll look at them and say just two words. Gwyneth Krausmeyer.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes, Ellen?
we figured something out.
What?
If we didn't need Chrissy, we don't need you either.
We're starting our own sitter service.
I'm president.
And I'm vice president.
I'm secretary. I'm treasurer.
I'm dead.
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. Dobie.
You are looking at a happy man, a very happy man. Why, you know that I'm P.E.? That means practically engaged. Yes, sir. Me and Jenny Metzger. How do you like that for luck? A girl like Jenny Metzger falling in love with a plain, simple, ordinary guy like me. You understand, don't you, Maynard?
Yeah, sure. Like what?
Why I gotta marry Jenny right away.
Sure I do, good buddy. There's only one thing I don't like, Dig.
What?
Why you gotta marry Ginny right away?
Because she's the first girl in my whole hungry, yearning 17-year-old life who's ever been in love with me. And I gotta marry her right away before she changes her mind about being in love with me.
Dobie.
You've changed your mind.
About what?
Oh, nothing. Have you figured out anything?
Yes. And I've decided that you are wrong.
Wrong?
Dobie, this is the 20th century. Parents are more enlightened now.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I'm positive that your father couldn't possibly be as mean and stubborn and hard-headed as you make him out to be. Well, he hasn't even met me yet. And I'm sure that once I explain it all to him, you'll find that he's really very normal and kindly and understanding. And it's terrible the way most couples enter into marriage on an unthinking, romantic basis. Oh, I'm all for romance. But now that we're practically engaged, I'm also being realistic. And I feel sure that Dobie and I have every chance for the happiest of futures together.
Well, it's nice that you're giving it some thought. Don't you agree, Herbert?
Well, oh my goodness, the time. It's been lovely meeting you, Mrs. Gillis. And Mr. Gillis.
Herbert, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Stay here and see how we did.
Anything you say, my darling.
Goodbye, Dobie, dear.
Bye.
This is Dobie's home, too, you know. The least we can do is be civil to his friends. The way you just stood there. I'm sorry, Dobie. You'll have to apologize to Ginny.
Huh?
For the way your father acted.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mom. Jenny's very intelligent. She can see right through Dad. She'll understand me.
She'll understand me?
She's very broad-minded. Of course, I had already explained to her that you're a simple, humble man.
Dobie, I think you had better listen to your father.
Sure. Say anything to me you want, old Dad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and stop worrying about what Jenny thinks of you. She loves me enough. There's even some left over to slop over on you, old Dad.
Now, Herbert. Dobie, I'm afraid that your father didn't quite approve of Ginny.
Huh? It's impossible.
Listen, tell me one thing. What were those, whatever it was she was almost wearing?
They're short shorts.
Really? Are you sure they are not short shorts? Or even short shorts?
Okay, you know perfectly well what they're called.
My grandmother wore a lace choker that came lower than that.
Well, she probably didn't have Jenny's legs.
I don't know. I don't even know if she had legs. Nobody knows.
What on earth has your grandmother got to do with it?
She's got this to do with it. She is the kind of a woman my grandfather married. She is the kind of a woman my father married. She is the kind of a woman I married.
Me?
And she is the kind of a woman he's going to marry.
Without legs?
Barring high winds and traffic accidents, we'll never know.
Oh, Dad, there's nothing wrong with short shorts.
How would you feel if your mother ran around in things like that?
Well, I think she'd look very nice.
Thank you, Dobie.
Yeah. Say, you know, Mom, some of the shorts are shorter than the others.
Listen! Now you get these ideas about marriage right out of your head.
Now, Herbert, if they do decide to get
What
married...
do you mean, if? It's all decided.
But, Dobie, dear, you haven't given this enough
Well,
thought.
there's nothing to think about. She loves me. I love her. What else matters?
You see, Herbert, you see, that boy has got marriage on his mind.
He's got nothing on his mind. Marriage. How does he expect to support a wife?
Well, kids never think of things like that.
Kids never think of anything, marriage. Why, he's hardly able to tie his own shoelaces. Why do you think he wears moccasins all the time?
Let's not talk about his feet. Let's talk about his head.
Okay, which one?
Herbert, a boy who has got marriage on his mind. Marriage? A boy who has got marriage on his mind has got to know certain facts.
What kind of facts?
Have you ever had that talk with him about you know?
Well, now listen.
Well, have you?
Not yet.
Herbert!
Well, what's all the rush about? After all, the kid's only 17 years old. I mean, just because he comes in here and says that, the girl comes in and, I gotta have a
You
talk.
certainly do.
Dobie, do you know something? Your father's justified in thinking that you can't support us.
Huh?
But I've got the answer.
Oh, boy.
You're going to work.
Work? Oh,
And prove that you can support us.
Work? No.
And then he'll be on our side.
Work? I can't hold a
Oh,
job.
well, of course not. That's why you're going to be an employer.
Me? Him?
You've got to be an employer, Dobie, dear. I mean, it takes brains to hold a job, but a boss...
A boss doesn't need brains.
Well, a boss just has to be a boss.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What am I going to boss?
We are starting a babysitting service.
A babysitting service? No, it won't work.
Work?
Me?
Well, nothing's going to work with that negative attitude, Dobie. You've just got to be more positive.
All right, okay, I'm positive.
Good.
I'm positive it won't work.
Work? Maynard?
That's one of your problems, Dobie. You lack confidence in yourself.
Then I'm right.
Ah, but I'm going to give you confidence.
How?
By putting you in charge of the simplest human organism, a baby.
Yeah, they're pretty simple, all right. Messy, but simple.
Beat the competition by being super efficient babysitters.
Yeah.
We'll need a whole list of supplies. We'll need safety pins and
Safety
baby
pins,
powder
baby
and baby
powder,
food and baby
baby-
oil and, well, all that stuff. You could get it
Yeah.
all at your father's grocery.
Yeah, we... Just a minute, no, I'm sorry.
I said you can get it all from your father's grocery boss.
Boss? Boss, yeah. Yeah, it might work.
Work?
Dobie's just finished lunch. Now's a very good time for you to talk to him.
Oh, Winnie, please.
Do you want him to learn it on a street corner or in a pool room?
Hey.
He's coming. Here and now, Herbert.
Bye, Mom.
Goodbye. Oh, my baby.
What's the matter with Mom?
Never mind. Son, there's something I want to talk to you about. Well, I don't really want to, but I gotta.
Sure, Dad. What do you want to talk to me about?
Did you ever think about hanging around a pool room?
No, sir.
You're going to learn a lot around a pool room.
About what?
About how to play pool.
I don't think I'd like pool. Where are the nipples, Dad?
In the bottle.
Oh.
Well, as long as we're on the subject of pool, you know how fellas talk around a pool room.
What fellas?
Any fellas.
Well, I've never been in a pool room.
Oh, well, you could have hung around one and saved me a lot of trouble.
Well, I'd be glad to, Dad.
Oh, good, fine. That's settled then.
Only there isn't any pool room in town.
Dobie,
Yes, sir?
there's something I want to talk to you about, and it's very serious.
Serious?
Very.
Whatever I've done, I'm sure I didn't do it.
It's nothing you've done, I don't think, yet.
Dear, I can explain it.
Dobie,
Or it wasn't my fault.
now, Dobie.
I swear.
Shut up!
Yes.
Now, son, as you probably know, there are two sexes.
Boy, do I know it.
Knock that off, mister. This is serious.
Yes, sir.
Now, how do I begin?
Should we start with birds?
Bird? Why, bird?
Well, Dad, you see, they're very much like people.
Not any people I know.
Oh, Dad, I mean, they get married and live together all their lives, and they have courting habits.
Where did you learn all this?
I learned it in school.
In school?
Yeah, now you take egrets, for example. The egrets, you know, those birds with the long, skinny necks. Now, you see, the male egret and the female egret sit side by side, and they kind of wind their necks around each other and kind of nibble on each other's plumes.
This was in school, too.
Yes, sir, they showed movies.
Wait till the next PTA meeting. I'll have something to say.
Yeah, now, there was a movie about the ruffed grouse, too.
What's that?
The ruffed grouse. It's a Scotch bird with a big ruff of feathers around its neck. You see, the male grouse roughs out his neck to attract the female.
This was in school, too.
Now, the female, she just sits there playing hard to get.
With schools like that, what do we need with pool rooms?
Yeah. And the male grouse drums his foot to excite the female's interest.
What's that kind of talk, boy? Your mother's upstairs.
Where's the talcum powder, Dad?
In the other rack.
Oh, yeah.
You mean, they showed movies of this?
Yes, sir. Visual education, they call it.
That ain't what I call it.
Anything else you want to talk about, Dad?
No, I guess not.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Son, I'm glad we had this little talk, and remember, I'm always here. And if there's ever anything you need to know, why, don't go to strangers.
I appreciate that, Dad.
Well, that's what Polly's are for.
Gee, thanks, Dad.
Well, did you have your talk?
We sure did.
Did you tell him everything?
He did. I did everything. And you know, Winnie, I'm kind of glad we had that little talk.
I could tell that you'd talked to him. I could see the change in him when he walked out of here. Taller, straighter, finer, carrying that box.
Yeah. Winnie, do you know what a ruffed grouse is?
My baby.
No, it's a crazy bird, see?
Was he delivering an order?
Dobie? Oh, you're kidding. In fact, it's two crazy birds, see? A male and a female.
What did Dobie have in the box?
Oh, he had a whole bunch of stuff. He had a list: grain, vegetables, talcum powder, baby oil.
Baby oil?
Yeah, and you see, these grouse, they have these big ruffs of feathers around their necks, see?
What was Dobie doing with all those babies?
How should I know? And this crazy man grouse, see? He drums on the ground like that, see? Grain, vegetables, talcum powder, baby oil.
Yes, Herbert. Our baby is married.
Winnie, our baby is not only married, our baby's got his own baby.
I'm hungry. Where did they keep the snacks?
The kitchen, maybe?
Good thinking,
yeah.
There, the baby's finally asleep. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
Comfier?
Yeah.
Someday, real soon someday, we'll have a house like this, won't we?
Oh, yes.
And the baby in that bedroom will be ours. What's so funny?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, well, if I'd known work was like this, I'd have dabbled in it a lot sooner.
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah, and I owe all my success to you, my love.
Well,
You've
thank
got
you.
a real head, yeah. This is real cushy. Making money, no worries.
Oh. Now, wait a minute. Stay there. I'll get it. Boss.
Boss.
Hey, Pops. These people got real crazy snacks for their sitters. Maybe you ought to, like, go help her.
No, not me. I'm in the executive end. Maynard, where'd you get that turkey leg?
They had it in, like, an icebox.
What kind of an icebox?
About 6 feet long, 4 feet wide. It opens from the top.
Maynard, that was the deep freeze.
Cool.
Putting on a tie for a visiting janitor.
Herbert, I keep telling you, Mr. Metzger is the most important man in the museum. He's the curator.
But I ought to put on a pair of overalls, make him feel more at home.
Herbert, Mr. and Mrs. Metzger are Ginny's parents, and Ginny is Dobie's wife. Wife? And I have invited them over here so that we can meet them and have a nice, pleasant, civilized talk.
All right, all right.
Oh, my goodness, there they are.
Well, tell them to park their dustpans and brooms and come on in.
Herbert, you promised.
I promised. 18 times I promised.
No yelling.
All right.
And lead up to the subject of the marriage gently. Remember, this may be as much of a shock to them as it was to us, so be subtle.
I will be subtle. I will be gentle. I will be polite. I will be refined. I will bow from the waist. I'll raise my pinky. I'll do a curtsy and go answer the door already.
Just pleasant conversation until they're settled. You must be Mr. and Mrs. Metzger. I'm Winifred Gillis, and this is my husband, Herbert Gillis.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Well.
Well.
Well, how about this stupid marriage, huh?
Well, I don't know. I was young, and it was springtime, and the lilacs were in bloom, and her family had a little money.
Well, shall we all sit down and have some cake and some coffee? Mrs. Metzger, you sit there, and Mr. Metzger, you sit here, and Herbert, you sit over there. It must be very interesting, the work that you do at the museum, Mr. Metzger.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, it is rather interesting. Quite a lot of responsibility, too. We've just added a new wing, you know.
A lot of more floors and windows to keep clean, huh?
I happen to be curator of the county museum.
Yes, we know, and it doesn't make a bit of difference to us. If there is one thing we are not, it's snobs. Of course, it may look to you like we live pretty high around here, but deep down underneath, we're just plain simple folk.
Mr. Metzger is curator.
Herbert, being curator is a very important position.
Well, certainly it is. And that's what I always say, pal. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so you just keep doing your job out there. You just keep that museum spick and span. And one of these days, somebody is bound to notice. Well, enough of this idle chitter-chatter here. What about this ridiculous marriage?
Well, I don't know. It was springtime, and I was young, and the lilacs were in bloom, and her family had a little...
What ridiculous marriage are you talking about, Mr. Gillis?
I'll tell you what ridiculous marriage
No,
is. She'll
you
tell
won't.
you what I'm talking about.
I will tell you gently and quietly. Herbert, you go and get Mrs. Metzger a glass of water.
What do I need with a glass of water?
Now prepare yourself for a shock, Mrs. Metzger. Compose yourself. Try to be calm. Don't panic.
What? What?
Your Ginny and our Dobie are married.
Esmond, none of your dramatics.
I know it's hard to believe.
Oh, it's preposterous. Most preposterous thing I've ever heard in all my life. Oh, it's preposterous, isn't it, Esmond?
Oh, well, I don't know. They're young, and it's spring, and the lilacs are in bloom. We do have a little money.
Wait till I get you home. Mr. Gillis, if this is what you have called us over here to tell us, this visit is ended. I don't know where you got such an absurd notion.
Yeah, well, you better sit back down again, lady, because from here on in, it gets even more absurd.
What do you mean?
You tell him, Winnie. I'll get the water.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear, what?
Not only are Ginny and Dobie married, they have a baby.
Ridiculous!
Impossible.
Impossible!
Ridiculous.
You two must be out of your mind.
Well, just about.
Herbert, perhaps we are being a little hasty. Ginny couldn't have a baby without her parents knowing about it.
Of course not.
Yes, well, then answer me this. Did you see Ginny not have a baby?
Ginny has not been out of our sight, except, of course, when we went to Europe last winter.
Aha!
And she stayed with my sister Clara the entire winter.
Oh-ho!
I will take care of the oh-ho later. I will deal with the aha right now. Mr. Gillis, I don't know what strange kind of madness has possessed you, but this I do know. Ginny is not married, and she does not have a baby.
Oh, yes? Well, you know so much about that kid of yours. Tell me, where is she right now?
I'll tell you exactly where she is right now. She is at this number. Ginny never leaves the house without giving me the phone number and the address where she is. And now, Esmond, we will say good night.
Oh, can't we please stay and have some of this nice cake?
Say good night, Esmond.
Good night. Thank you for a very lovely evening.
No, Herbert. We will not call them. We will trust our son.
You're right.
Man, if I knew work was so easy, I wouldn't have wasted all my time loafing.
Oh, I think maybe he's hungry. It's almost time for him to have his cream.
Hello?
Hello?
Maynard, here, take care of the baby. Maynard, I'm gonna go help Jenny in the kitchen.
Cool, man. Hey, we'll like watch TV together, huh? You like television, kid? Yeah, me too. Ooh, that's like a Western. Now, I'll tell you what to watch for, kid. See that stagecoach pulling up? Now, if a guy gets off with a black hat, he's like bad. You see that little dog sitting there? If a guy gets off and pets that little dog, he's like good. Ah, see that guy getting off with the black hat? He's like bad. But he's petting a little dog. Ooh, I don't dig. Is he like good or like bad? Must be one of those adult westerns. Sure, it's an adult western. Here comes an Indian in a suit. Back up in college, I guess. Yeah. Ooh, here comes the sheriff. See, he's walking right down the middle of the street. Ooh, now the guy in the black hat is walking towards him. And everybody's getting out of the way. Ooh, and the sheriff's like walking and walking and walking. And the guy in the black hat is like walking and walking. Man, they're walking a long way. Yeah. Know what happens now, kid? The commercial.
And now,
yeah.
the short message.
Quiet, kid. This is the part I like the best. Ooh, boy, I dig those commercials. They're the most. Ooh. Look at those medicine bottles marching up and down. Yeah, and it's like educational, too. I mean, that stomach with all those little A's and B's going through. Ooh, I hope the A's win tonight. All right, kid, it's time for you to go to bed. Oh. Hey, I didn't know we had little hammers in our heads. When do we get, like, headaches?
Are you going to kill him, Tex? Good dog. You don't need killing. You understand it. But I would kind of like to get old Paint back. Still plumb loco about that horse, huh? No, Paint's my wife. Our family goes for them fancy names.
Oh, Maynard. Oh, I just saw you unexpectedly.
It's okay, Mrs. Gillis. My mother does the same thing.
What are you doing here?
Me? I'm watching the baby for Dobie and Ginny.
Where is Dobie?
In the kitchen with Ginny. Fixing up for the baby. You like pardon me.
Now, Herbert, no yelling.
I can't promise.
What's done is done.
Look, a regular love nest.
Oh, We must face it and try to understand.
I can't understand it. I just can't understand it.
They're married and have a baby.
That I can understand, but...
But what?
But how does Dobie keep up a place like this on an allowance of $5 a week, which I haven't given him for 6 weeks?
Quiet, please. They're gonna start washing with Brand X now.
Shut that thing off! You're mixed up in this anyway.
Me? Not me, Mr. Gillis.
I'll figure a way.
You calm down. They'll be here in a minute.
I'll be there sooner.
Boy, this baby business is fun. I figure we ought to expand.
Let's get this baby fed first.
Well, this one baby's so easy, I figure we can handle lots more. And as soon as we can get them, about half a dozen, huh? Why wait?
Not right away.
Oh, why not? We've got Maynard to help us. Dad, Mom.
Oh, Dobie, my baby.
How'd you find out?
You've got to get up pretty early in the morning to fool Herbert T. Gillis.
Excuse me, please. I have to go feed the baby.
You sound mad. I thought you'd be proud.
Oh, we are, dear, we are.
Proud?
You're always complaining about me loafing, wanting me to do something.
Well, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
Oh, is that the baby? Oh.
Winnie, don't make friends so fast there.
Oh, we like our milk, don't we? He looks just like Dobie.
Winnie, please.
Nah, Dobie's a lot taller.
Oh, I mean the features, the eyes and the nose and the mouth. See?
Yep. They're all there.
Dad, I can explain
It's
everything.
all right, son. You're married now. We understand. We're your parents.
Dad, you're wrong.
I am not wrong. I distinctly remember bringing you home from the hospital.
No, Dad.
Yes. I didn't believe it at first myself, but they brought you in, and there it was, a little bracelet. Baby Gillis. I made them double check it.
Dad.
Winnie, will you please? Here, give me that baby.
Dad.
Why, sure.
No.
You don't know what you're doing here. We're going to find out. Yep, temperature's right. Hey, here we go. How's that, partner, huh? Hey, he's a big one, ain't he?
Dad, look like
Oh,
Big
shut
Flame.
up. Yes, sir. Oh, Winnie, it's been a long time since I was a father. So, I'm sorry about the whole thing.
Oh, it's okay, Dad.
No, I went off half-cocked again, as usual. Jumped to conclusions all over the place. Made a darn fool out of myself. And don't you ever do it again. Yes.
How about that? The good guy's wearing a black hat.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dream one at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Flute, what are you playing?
Esme, dear.
Oh, go away.
I will not go away. Why do you think I joined this silly band? Why do you think I learned how to play this silly thing? For only one reason, Esme, only one. For you.
Oh, no, not again.
Yes, again and again and again. As long as there's breath in this body. Esme, I love you.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Why? Why is it so ridiculous?
You know very well why.
No, I don't. Tell me.
I won't tell you. I'll show you.
Dobie,
All right. So Esme's a little taller than I am. I admit it. But what does it matter? I mean, what's a 10 or 12-inch difference in height when two hearts beat as one?
What do you mean our two hearts beat as one? How can they beat as one when mine is way up here and yours is way down there?
Okay, you're taller. But height doesn't count. What counts is love. And that's what I've got for you, Esme. Love. I got love I ain't even used yet.
Thanks a lot, Shorty, but no thanks.
Listen, Esme, you are my heart and soul. Without you, I will wander the earth, a hulk, a derelict, a shambling, unkempt, pathetic figure.
You rang?
Maynard, you know how I feel about Esme. Tell her how I love her, how I ache and quake for her, how she puts the roses in my cheeks.
By all means, Maynard, tell her, but tell her after class, won't you? Right now, if it's not too inconvenient, I would like to get on with rehearsal. For the past 8 years, the Central High School Band has finished second in the City High School Band competition, which is not an altogether distinguished record when you consider there are only 2 high schools in town. Of course, if you keep playing the way you're playing today, you may finish third. Sound your A, please. Far be it from me to enforce conformity on the new generation. But in this case, my young tin-eared friends, I am afraid there is only one A. Zelda, show them. Thank you, Zelda. You're truly a remarkable musician.
You hear that, Dobie? A remarkable musician, a raving beauty, a giant intellect, and it's all yours.
I appreciate that, Zelda. Honest, I do, but no thanks.
Why not? You love me.
Zelda, I love canoeing. I love tobogganing. I love popcorn with melted butter. I love blazers with brass buttons. I love green meadows and yellow daffodils. I love riding in a speedboat. I love the Constitution. But you, Zelda? No, Zelda.
Sure you do. I'll prove it.
I keep telling you, it's just a reflex.
If this learned discourse could continue after rehearsal, I would appreciate it. It's not that I'm not grateful to you, Zelda. You've been an enormous help to me. And now, Zelda, if you will man your horn, you will not find me unappreciative. All right, musicians, and I use the term loosely, the William Tell Overture from 19, the Agitato. Maynard! Maynard! Maynard!
That was cool, man. That was far Outsville.
Oh, it was like nothing.
Let us not mince words. You, Maynard, are a genius.
Me?
A genius. A flat-out, cotton-picking genius. In my book, Catman, the real geniuses of our time aren't those guys who are shooting rockets at Venus and Mars and like that. The real geniuses are the cats who can write jazz. Because, let's face it, what's more important than jazz?
Nothing.
Maynard, there's only one thing to do. You and I gotta go steady.
No, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Yeah, just a darn minute.
Yeah.
Time's a wasting, Maynard. Here's my merit badge. Let's go steady.
Yeah, but you're a girl.
So?
Well, in fact, you're a very big girl.
So?
But I'm scared of girls, even little tiny ones. They spend my money, they won't let me kiss them goodnight, and they draw funny pictures of me in their notebooks. No thanks, girl, not me.
What is this, a band rehearsal or a class in marriage counseling? In either case, the prospects are dim. However, let us press on. Back to the William Tell Overture. And Maynard, try to play the notes as written, won't you? There's a good fellow.
But it's so square, Mr. Pumfret. I mean, it's like square.
Then play it like square.
You don't like big jazz, that's what you don't.
Maynard, would it interest you to know that I have the largest collection of the Kingston Trio, Fats Domino, and the Coasters in the entire city?
Hey, how come a hip guy like you got on this teaching kick?
Because I am hip, Maynard. I got a bulletin for you. It takes a hip guy to be a teacher.
I don't dig. If you're so hip, how come you want us to play this ricky-ticky Lone Ranger jazz?
Because the Ricky-Ticky School Board says I have to. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Maynard and the rest of you, let's have a contest. Anyone in this band who writes an original jazz composition will win a handsome prize, which I will personally donate.
Like money, sir?
On my salary? Surely you jest. No, the prize will not be money, but something even better. The winner will be excused from writing the next English theme.
You couldn't make it like the next two.
Very well, Maynard. Like the next two.
Three?
Like the next two. And now, if we may return to the William Tell Overture. I'm sure this will distress you no end, but, class, dismissed!
Maynard, my offer still stands. Let's go
Go steady.
Girl, my answer still stands like no, like negative, like on, like never, like goodbye.
You see, Esme, you see, with Maynard, you're dead. With me, on the other
On
hand...
the other hand, are too short for me.
Well, I'm just as tall as Maynard.
But he can ride jazz.
This makes him tall?
This makes him a man among men. A leader, a child of destiny, a genius. You give me a man who can ride jazz, and I don't care if I have to lift him up the drink out of a drinking fountain. I am his.
But I love you.
Farewell, little one.
Dobie, you're not too short for me.
All right, go ahead. Beat your head against the wall. It's your own decision. I don't have one thing to say about it. But remember, Dobie, I'll always be waiting.
Boy, if you've got a problem, tell me about it.
Well, there is one thing bugging me.
Well, ask your father, dear. That's what fathers are for.
Sure, the worst he can get is a wrong answer.
Well, all right. Dad, why are girls getting so tall?
Oh, well, because why are girls getting so tall?
Yeah, everywhere you go, you see girls towering over all the guys around them. Take, for instance, this girl, Esme Louderback on the Central High Band. She's got to be at least 6'2" or 3". Why?
Dobie, dear, your father wants to help you, but you really can't expect him to know the answer to a question like that.
Oh, is that so? Well, I will have you know, my dear Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis, that I do know the answer.
You do?
Simplest thing in the world. It's the matriarchy.
Oh, no, not again.
Listen, I was just reading about it in the Legion magazine last week. Now, a matriarchy is a society that is ruled by women.
Like ours.
Precisely.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Mom, please, Dad's trying to explain something.
Boy, we are living in a matriarchy.
Ridiculous.
But it wasn't always a matriarchy. This used to be a man's country, and men ran the whole kit and caboodle.
And what did women do?
Well, they baked bread, washed clothes, had babies, took care of their husbands. They didn't drink or vote or make loud noises. They were sweet and shy and soft.
And short?
Of course they were short. To look up to their men, they had to be short.
That must have been wonderful.
Oh, it was, boy. It was.
Well, what loused it up?
Well, a series of catastrophes, starting with automatic washers, automatic dryers, and power steering. Now, it used to be that when a man came home from work, no matter how tired he was, he could be sure that his wife would be even tireder. But today, the poor guy drags himself into the house to find his wife looking like she just came off a month's vacation in the country. Her eyes are bright, her step is springy, her nostrils are flaring, and she's chock full of pep and plans for him. Darling, she says to him, don't you think we ought to turn the attic into a rumpus room? Don't you think we ought to send little Waldo to school in Switzerland? Don't you think we ought to flood the den and make an aquarium? Oh, the poor guy, all he wants to do is crawl into an easy chair and turn on the television. But no, there she is, all over him like a swarm of hornets. He's too tired to fight, so what does he do? He just sits there and mumbles, yes, dear, of course, dear, whatever you say, dear Dobie. When you give a woman power like this, it's a cinch she's going to attain the size to match it. And that, son of mine, is why girls are getting so tall.
Gee, isn't there anything we can do about it?
Nothing legal.
That will be enough of that, Herbert T. Gillis. Dobie, dear, don't you pay any attention to your father. His feet are hurting him again, and you know how he gets. It's all a matter of biology. Girls get their growth earlier, and boys always catch up.
You mean there's a chance I'll catch up with Esme Louderback?
Of course there is.
You sure?
Just trust your mother who loves you.
And ignore your dumb old dad who supports you.
Don't you have homework, dear?
Oh, yeah.
There's cookies and milk in your room.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Winnie, I just don't understand you. Filling that poor boy's head with all that nonsense. You know as well as I do he'll never grow up to be as tall as that girl.
Maybe he will and maybe he won't. The point is, in a few weeks, he'll forget about her and get himself a new girl. So why not give him a little hope to cling to? Why let him go around moping?
Well, maybe you're right.
Of course I am. And speaking of filling the boy's head full of nonsense, what's all this gibberish about
Gibberish?
the matriarchy? Yes, gibberish. Take our home, for example. Is there any question here who's boss?
Certainly not.
There you are.
It's you.
Trouble is, you might say, my natural habitat. But never have I been in trouble like this. I've got to grow until I'm as tall as Esme Louderback. But how do I keep her out of circulation while I'm growing? And how do I make sure she's still available when I catch up to her? Well, I've got a plan. Not exactly a plan, more like a hope. And not much of a hope. A hope that's puny, scrawny, skimpy, scraggly, tattered.
You rang?
Maynard, if I asked you to do something for me, something you hated to do, would you do it?
Dope, good buddy. I would throw myself in front of an express train for you.
Fine,
I would throw
Maynard.
myself in front of a
Fine.
freight train for you.
Good.
I would throw myself in front of a streetcar for you. I would throw myself in front of a bus for you.
Wonderful.
I would throw myself in front of a sedan for you. I would throw myself in front of a convertible for you. I would throw myself in front of a station wagon for you. I would throw myself in front of a horse for you.
I'm deeply touched, but you don't have to throw yourself in front of anything.
But I want a dope. Just name it.
Maynard, you know that girl in the band, Esme Louderback?
You want me to throw myself in front of Esme Louderback? I'll do it, good buddy. A person could get, like, stomped to death, but I'll do it.
No, Maynard, no. I don't want you to throw yourself in front of Esme Louderback. I want you to go to her and tell her you've been thinking about her offer and you've decided to go steady with her.
Goodbye, ex-buddy.
Some friend you turn out to be. I'll do anything for you, good buddy. Just name it.
But I don't dig girls. You know that.
All I know is that I'm the best friend you ever had. True?
True.
And how long have we been friends?
Since we've been little tiny babies.
Yeah, and who taught you how to crawl?
You.
And who taught you how to walk?
You. But to tell you the truth, you didn't do such a good job. I walk pretty funny, though.
But you get around, don't you? And who taught you everything else you know? How to tie your shoes, how to dial the telephone, how to...
That's about all I know, Dope.
Well, you wouldn't have known that much if it wasn't for me. Now, when I ask you one little favor, you rat out on me. All right, Maynard, if that's the way it is, I'm glad I found out.
Okay, Dope, I'll do it.
That's my good buddy. Now.
There's only one thing I don't dig.
Oh?
If you're so wait for this tall chick, how come you want me to go steady with her?
That's the clever part of my plan. Now, you see, Maynard, Esme says I'm not tall enough for her. Well, I will be in a little while. All I need is some time to grow. But meanwhile, I've got to make sure some other guy doesn't come along and grab her. Now, if you're going steady with her, that takes her out of circulation while I'm growing. Then when I get my growth, I'll come to you and I'll say, okay, Maynard, turn Esme over to me. Which you, of course, will be happy to do because you are my good buddy and you don't like girls anyhow.
True.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I can say, Dope.
Yeah?
I'm glad the Russians ain't got your brain.
Thank you. Now, get cracking, boy.
Yeah.
Go lock up Esme. Yeah.
It won't work, Dobie.
Zelda, will you quit following me around and skulking behind trash cans?
You poor fool. While you're growing, what do you think she's going to do? Stand still? She'll be growing, too.
Jealousy, that's it. Jealousy's warped your mind. I'm not listening to you, Zelda. I'm going home. To grow.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Herbert.
Never mind, Mom. Pull harder. Harder.
Oh, Herbert, that is positively all.
Oh, Mom.
Oh, your mother's right, Dobie. Come on, here, let's measure him.
What's the matter, Herbert?
The boy seems to have shrunk a quarter of an inch.
Things were not hopeful. Not hopeful at all. But the cruelest blow of all was yet to come. And who do you think gave it to me? Who do you think gave it to me?
Dobie, this is the crummiest thing I ever did in my whole life. And what makes it even crummier is I'm doing it to you, the best buddy I got in the whole world, who taught me everything I know, like tying my shoes and dialing the telephone and all like that.
What are you trying to tell me, Maynard?
Maynard, will you tell him or shall I?
Oh, I'll tell him, tall girl. It's like my duty.
It certainly is.
Dobie. You tell him, Esme.
No, Maynard. You tell me. What happened?
Dobie can stop trying to grow.
Why?
Because I ain't going to give Esme back to you, no matter how tall you get. Dobie, I'm going to keep her.
And I'm going to keep him.
What? Yeah, all of a sudden I dig girls. Anyhow, I dig Esme. I mean, she's real far out, this tall, crazy chick, and I love her, Dope, and I ain't never going to give her back.
Amen.
Oh, no.
Tough, pal, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
You can hit me with all your might in the stomach if you want to, Dope. Come on, Dope, hit me. I feel a lot better.
You really would, Dobie.
No, I don't want to hit you, Maynard.
You want to hit me, Dobie?
No.
You want me to hit her? You want her to hit me?
Look, I don't want anybody to hit anybody. Now, just go, please. Both of you, go. Leave me alone.
I love you, Dobie.
Oh, Please leave me alone, Zelda. My life is in ashes.
Let me finish. I love you, Dobie. I love you so much I can't stand to see you suffer. So that's why I'm going to get you the one thing in the world that'll make you happy.
You mean?
Esme Louderback.
Yeah? How?
Listen. What does Esme admire and respect more than anything in the whole world?
A man who can write jazz music.
Right. So next week when Mr. Pomfret has his contest to see who can write the best jazz composition, you are going to stand up and play the guitar and sing a great jazz number.
Zelda.
A number that you wrote yourself. And you'll win first prize in a breeze. And Esme will be your girl, even if she is a whole head taller.
Zelda, have you blown your stack? Me play a guitar? Me write a song?
I've already written the song. And it's really a gas if I do say so myself. As for the guitar, I can teach you enough chords to fake it.
Why are you doing this, Zelda?
You want that great big giraffe of a girl, don't you?
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing it. But now hear me good. This is the plan. No. Now can't you get it through your pointed little head that Tempest is fugiting? There's only 2 more days.
No, it's no use, Zelda. I'll never learn in time.
Of course you will. You love Esme, don't you?
Sure I do.
Well, love can move mountains.
You're right, Zelda. Bring on those mountains.
Attaboy. Now, chord.
Yeah.
Wonderful, excellent, marvelous. Now, let's do it one more time and get it right. Ready? 1, 2.
Zelda, I owe you an apology. Zelda, I was suspicious when you first started teaching me to play the guitar. In fact, I still am. But I want you to know that if I take first prize tomorrow and win Esme, I'll never forget you. There'll always be a warm spot in my heart for you and a place at my table. Zelda, you're a real human being.
Now, come on, we haven't got much time left. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Green lightning struck me in the heart when I first met you. Oh, Maynard, I just know you're going to win the contest. I mean, the song you wrote is the living, breathing, ultimate end. And you know what you're going to do after you take first prize? You're going to stand on a chair and kiss me.
Hey, Dobe. Hey, Dobe. Dobe. Hey, Dobe. Hey, man. He like hates me.
But I don't, Catman. I love you, and you love me. And love is all that matters, isn't it?
Tall girl, you know what I don't like?
What?
I don't like love.
Just stay loose, pal. You got nothing to worry about. You'll take first prize on a breeze.
Oh, maybe. But if I do, it'll be on account of that song you wrote. That's the most beautiful song I ever heard in my whole life.
Oh, pish-posh. Just remember, Dobie, give it everything you've got. You're a cinch. Esme will fall into your lap like a ripe plum. A great big one.
Let me put it to you simply. You're a great human being.
Good morning, troubadours. Today, as we all know, is the contest for the best original jazz composition. Now, will the contestants please raise their hands? Oh, yes, Maynard, of course. Anyone else? Dobie, you have written an original jazz composition?
Well, yes, sir, he has.
I suppose the merciful thing is to get it over with as quickly as possible. All right, Dobie, you go first.
Excuse me, sir. Kill him, Poopsie.
I never was good at football. I never took time to try. Fishing and hunting just ain't my dish. I let it pass right on by. But give me a cutie and I know my duty. You'll find me right beside her. But don't get rough, I don't like that stuff. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did learn to wrestle. And boxing leaves me cold. With a mind that's willing but a back that's weak, I can't be brave and bold. But give me a girlie with a smile so pearly and the old moon a shining brighter. And I'll show you what this boy can do. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did like adventure. Don't want to fly to the moon. The only trip I ever want to take will be on my honeymoon. When I find me a lassie with a cute little chassis, I'll step up and invite her. Yes. But I won't be mean when I find my queen. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Yeah, give me a cutie and I know my duty. You'll find me right beside her. But don't get rough, I don't like that stuff. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I like withdraw from the contest, Mr. Pomfret.
Withdraw?
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Bong! Oh, yeah, you gotta give him the prize. And he wins Esme, too. He won her fair and square.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
Move, girl. You wanted a genius, didn't you? Well, here's the pin. Go grab him.
You're right. Small man, I've reconsidered. What's an 8 or 10 inch difference in height when a fella's got a talent like yours? All right, I'll go steady. Here's my merit badge.
Miss, could you possibly plight your troth a little later? This, in spite of all appearances, is still a classroom.
We'll work out later.
Well, Dobie, it would appear that you had won the prize, and I'm completely astonished by it. Congratulations.
No, sir.
I beg your pardon?
No, sir. No, sir, I can't accept the prize. The prize belongs to Zelda Gilroy.
Oh, Dobie.
Zelda, would you do me the privilege to go steady with me?
Oh, No, Dobie. I'm not worthy of you. I've been a rat, a low-down, conniving rat. I let you think that I was honorable and self-sacrificing because I knew all along that you were going to do what you just did. I knew it because it is you, Dobie, who are noble and self-sacrificing, and I am rotten clean through.
Mr. Pomfret, would you mind if Zelda and I stepped outside for a moment?
I would be abjectly grateful.
Come, Zelda.
Arrivederci.
Well, Zelda, I've got to give you this. It was pretty smart, that plan you figured out.
It was treacherous and deceitful.
True, but smart. I mean, you were using your head, which is what I should have been doing.
I don't follow you.
Look, what if I did start going steady with Esme? Sooner or later, she's got to find out I can't really write jazz music. Then what does she do?
She dumps you?
Exactly. She dumps me, just like every girl I've ever had has dumped me.
Not me, Dobie.
That's right. Not you. You're the only girl in the whole Central High that I can be sure of.
You mean you want to go steady with me?
Well, Zelda, it's not a question of want. It's a question of what's available. And you, I'm afraid, are it.
Oh, Dobie!
But give me a girlie with a smile so curly and the old moon is shining brighter. And I'll show you what this boy can do. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I never did like adventure. Don't the only trip I ever want to take will be on my honeymoon.
The Daily Bugle is running a father and son week. $25 for the best essay on why my dad is my best pal. Kids all over town, they're writing essays. But Dobie, the only thing he'll ever write for me is, "Dear Dad, send money."
Oh, Herbert, dear, that's not true. Boys Dobie's age just aren't very good at expressing their feelings. It's not that the feelings aren't there. It's just that it's hard for fathers and sons to communicate.
If he came through that door right now, do you know what he would communicate? One of three things. Number one, Dad, can I borrow some money? Number two, Dad, can I borrow the keys to the car? Number three, Dad, can I have some cookies?
Dad, can I borrow some money?
Number one, no.
And Dad, about the car tonight.
Number two, no. What about the next question?
What question?
Number three, cookies?
Oh, say, now that you mention cookies.
No! Well, I guess that sort of concludes our conversation, huh?
I guess so. Well, I think I'll go upstairs. Don't work too hard.
I gotta kill that boy. I just gotta.
Dobie!
just gotta. That was the last time my father ever said those words. You don't believe it? It's a fact. The very last time. What happened? Well, I'll start at the beginning. I left the grocery store and went upstairs to my room.
Maynard, what are you doing here?
I'm like sacking up, good buddy.
Haven't you got a home?
That's like open to debate.
Oh, your father, huh?
What else?
Yeah.
What are you like gonna do, Doe?
Like type.
What do you like type?
Like my homework.
Oh. What homework?
My English assignment. You see, Mr. Pomfret.
Who?
Mr. Pomfret, my English teacher over at the high school.
Oh.
You see, Mr. Pomfret gave us an assignment to write a 300-word essay on my favorite pet. You know, dog, cat, or canary, or like that. And I'm writing a... Maynard, you're in the same class.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah, good thinking. Yeah. So why don't you go home and write an essay about your favorite pet?
I ain't like got a pet.
Well, you must have had a pet at some time or other.
Yeah, well, once I had a vermilion.
A what?
You know, one of them little lizards that change color.
Maynard, that's chameleon.
Yeah, chameleon.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a gas. You put him on something brown, he turn brown. You put him on something red, he turn red. You put him on something plaid, he turn plaid.
Maynard.
You put him on something yellow, he turn yellow.
Maynard.
You put him on something blue, he turn blue. You put him on black, he turn white.
Maynard! He turned white?
Yeah, he didn't know how to turn black. He was a pretty young chameleon.
Yeah, okay.
My Dog by Dobie Gillis. My dog is just about the greatest pal a red-blooded American boy could ask for. He's faithful and loyal and true blue. No matter how tough things get, I can always count on my good old dog. He understands me. His big, liquid brown eyes tell me so. Gee, I can't like go on.
Kind of touching, isn't it?
Yeah, get you right here.
Your heart's over here, Maynard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dobe, I
What?
bet you're gonna get an A on that essay.
Me?
Yeah, I know you ain't very bright, but that essay's like beautiful. You gotta get an A.
I'll tell you something, Maynard. If I get an A on this essay, I will personally carry you around the schoolyard piggyback. Enough, Maynard.
Once more around the track, good buddy.
All right, Maynard, but those spurs are gotta go.
Okay, put me down. I mean, anybody who writes an essay like you wrote shouldn't be treated as a beast of burden.
No.
Yeah. Man, that's the most beautiful essay I ever heard of.
It certainly was, Dobie Gillis. May I add my congratulations?
Mason Dixon, you're congratulating me? I didn't think you knew I was alive.
Why, Dobie, you must be funning. I consider you to be very much alive. You got the only A in the English class. Charming essay.
Well. Say, Mason, you wouldn't by any chance be free next Saturday.
Dobie, you are a charming writer, but as a date, you leave much to be desired.
Huh?
Taking a nice long walk is not my idea of how to spend a Saturday.
Oh, well, what do you like?
Well, I like tennis in the morning, and in the afternoon, I like to go to the tea dance at the Peabody Room.
All right, that's a date.
Please, Dobie, now, I mean no offense, but I'm afraid you don't fit into my plans at all.
Oh?
Well, you see, the man I go with has to be a moneyed man.
Money?
I'm in my Reconstruction era.
Reconstruction of what?
Secession Landing.
Secession
Our
landing?
antebellum mansion down south, where Mama plays Stephen Foster on the spinet, where time is honey slow and the jasmine climbs up the Corinthian columns.
Georgia. I dig that New Orleans the most.
Well, right now, the jasmine's coming untacked from the porch, and the Corinthian columns are losing their acanthus leaves.
Uh-huh.
Now, my daddy's here to raise money, and Daddy says, Dobie, I gotta keep up a front.
Oh, he's right.
Well,
He's
frankly, I don't think you are much of a front.
right. But I am, Mason. Well, I can be. Trust me, by Saturday I'll have $10. 15? 20?
22 and some loose change?
$25.
All right, you dashing fella.
Date?
Date.
Date, yeah.
I hate to be a party pooper, good buddy, but where are you going to get $25?
I'll get a paper and look at the want ads and find some work.
Work?
Maynard.
Oh, yo, touch home. I mean, like you hate work. You like keep... Oh, come back, Doe. This is Maynard. Maynard Krebs, your good buddy. Remember, come on.
Oh, now look. Here's a perfectly good job. Wanted. Responsible high school student to sit with my 2-year-old child.
Babies. Oh, they bite, Doe. They bite.
That's silly, Maynard. They haven't got any teeth.
Yeah, that's what they want you to
No.
think. Take Albert Mulhauser.
Albert Mulhauser?
Yeah, the cat that just got out of the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
He was a babysitter.
Yeah.
The 2-year-old came like smiling up to him in a stroller. opened his jaws, grabbed Albert by the leg. Albert couldn't shake him loose. And the kid had a grip like a bulldog. Finally, the kid's mother pulled him off, and the next day, Albert's leg swole up like a watermelon. And then he got...
Hey, here, drop my books off at the store. I'm going over and apply for this job before it's filled.
Man, the trouble you can get into reading these newspapers. What are people seeing these things anyhow? Nothing, a lot of words and ads for work. And they ain't got no beat. Win $25. Write an essay on my dad for Father and Son Week. If I were an essay on my dad, they wouldn't like to believe it. My Dog by Dobie Gillis. My dad. My dog, my dad, my dog, my dad, I wonder. How about if I crossed off dog and wrote in dad? My dad is just about the greatest pal a red-blooded American boy could ask for. He's faithful and loyal and true blue. No matter how tough things get, I always encounter my good old dad. Like, wow. No, I can't go through with it. I mean, crossing out somebody else's handwriting and putting it in your own, man, it's like homicide. But if I don't go through with it, my good buddy Dobie is stuck with a money-crazy girl and a no-money wallet. The most they can give me is 6 months in the electric chair. I'll do it.
Herbert T. Gillis?
That's me.
Okay, hold this. All right, Wally, happy father receives news. Which one is Dobie?
Me, sir.
Okay, Wally, get this.
What is this?
Happy winner receives prize.
Prize? What prize?
Over here, son. Now, shake with the right, put the left arm around the shoulder. All right, Wally, get this. Happy father congratulates happy son. Wait a minute. Let's see those teeth. That's it. Okay, Wally, let's get it.
Hey, what's going on here? What prize? What winner? What's with the picture taken?
Here it is, buddy. Read it right on the front page. Winnie? Am I dreaming?
No, Herbert. There it is in black and white. Dobie Gillis wins father and son essay contest.
But I didn't enter it.
You didn't enter it, good buddy. You were like too bashful, so I entered it for you.
What are you talking about, Maynard? I never even wrote a...
You know, the essay about how your father is your pal and you hunt and fish together and, you know...
But, Maynard, that was about my...
Maynard! You won $25, good buddy. Like, congratulations.
Isn't it wonderful, Herbert? You see how wrong you were.
This way, Dobie. Come here, honey. You look like a mother.
I am a mother.
You see, Wally, life follows on. That's it. Now close together. Pucker up. There we are. Happy mother kisses happy winner. Okay. Let's go, Wally.
Well, don't just stand there, Herbert. Read Dobie's essay to us.
I wouldn't read it, Dad. It isn't very interesting.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Well, it just happens to be about the most interesting thing that's happened to me in 20 years.
Oh.
Quiet, everybody.
Yeah.
My Dad by Dobie Gillis. My dad is just about the greatest pal a red-blooded American boy could ask for. He's faithful and loyal and true blue. No matter how tough things get, I can always count on my good old dad. Dobie, I didn't know. I mean, it's... How come?
It's nothing,
It's
Dad.
what I've always told you, Herbert. Deep down, Dobie has always looked up to you.
He looks up from deep down.
Read some.
My dad is everything a real dad should be. He understands me. His big, liquid brown eyes tell me so. Don't I? Oh, I mean, we may have had our misunderstandings in the past, but that's all gone now. Well, you know, now that I finally realize how you feel about your old man, your true blue pal.
Gee, it's just a little essay, Dad.
Little? In my book, it takes its place right up there alongside of the Gettysburg Address and Washington's farewell to his troops.
I'm getting pretty misty too, Mr. Gillis.
Herbert, listen to this part. Even though he might be dozing, stretched out in front of the open fire, at the first sound a burglar made, he would be instantly on his feet, his handsome head cocked to one side.
Cocked? Cocked. There it is.
Oh, thanks. Go ahead.
I think Dobie ought to read his own essay. Go ahead,
What?
dear.
Oh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, my dad's coat is sleek and shiny.
He's right, Winnie. We probably sent that old coat of mine to be cleaned and pressed just once too often. Go ahead.
You always see my dad trotting with that peculiar sideways gait. It is so typical of dads. Off on 1,001 mysterious errands the
Trotting?
rest of us could never see.
Errand?
You know, Herbert, the 4 o'clock delivery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, Maynard, you read it. You started it.
And in conclusion, let me say about my dad, buddy, companion, and great retriever.
Retriever? What's that mean?
That means, that's a good question and deserves a good answer, Mr. Gillis.
Yeah.
Dope.
Well,
It means that when Dobie's in trouble, you retrieve him.
That's it.
You know, Dobie, in the past, we haven't gotten together exactly when it came to money. Shall we say I was cautious?
Try stingy.
But that's all gone now. Dobe, here. I want you to have...
No, nothing at all. In fact, nothing.
While you're under this spell, I could use a few bob, Mr. G.
Dobie, before you go, there's one thing I want you to know, and that's what this day has meant to me. You know, all that old stuff, that yelling and carrying on, that's forgotten. From now on, we're going to live together like a father and son ought to live together, sharing the big with the little and the hard with the soft. Dobie, this has been a great day, right, boy?
Right, Dad.
Everything's going to be all right, Winnie. Herbert T. Gillis here, winner in the Daily Bugle Father and Son contest.
No, Maynard, I can't go through with it. I'm going right back in there and tell him. Dad, that essay wasn't really about you. It was about a dog, and I want to make a clean breast of the whole thing.
Oh, steady, man, steady.
And nothing's going to change my mind. Nothing.
Hi, Dobie Dumpling.
Hi, Mason.
See you Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye, Dobie Dumpling.
Bye. Maynard?
Don't tell me. Something just changed your mind.
Yeah. Maynard? Maynard, this is Saturday, the most important day of my life.
Yeah, I can see.
For the first time in history, I've got a date to play tennis with the most beautiful doll in the whole school and $25 in cash.
Yeah.
Hold these.
Yeah.
Now watch this serve. You see, you bring it back.
No, boy, too far. You get your power from up in here. Watch this. Wow! How? How?
Dad, you used to play tennis?
Oh, I used to have the wickedest backhand in town. I used to catch the ball just as it came off the top of its mouth, see, and... Hey, you know I could teach that to you.
Oh, Dad, I wouldn't want to put you to the trouble. You see,
Is there any trouble for a man to pass on to his son and pal the secrets of years of experience?
But, Dad, we've got the court reserved for 10 o'clock.
Good.
I really think
I'll take off from the
Dad.
store this morning.
No.
Oh, we should have started tennis lessons years ago.
No.
Remember how your mother's always saying we should be pals? Well, this is true palship. Natural and easy, the way it ought to be. I'll go get my tennis racket.
Yeah.
And my flannels.
Man, you're like Dad with little old cotton-picking fiddly-dee, good buddy.
Well, maybe not, Maynard. Look, go tell Mason that something's come up and I won't be able to make it for tennis, but I'll pick her up in time for the tea dance.
Roger.
Yeah.
Tennis, anyone? You know, there's one thing I like about tennis. It's a gentleman's game. You dress for it. Wham, bam! Watch that slam. You think you're filled up, or will she take a couple more gallons?
Well, I think that's enough.
Okay, let's hit the road, huh?
Gee, Dad, I never knew you were such a tennis player.
Oh, I was rusty as an old gate. I could hardly cover that backcourt.
Yeah? Short of wind?
Tight of pants.
Maynard? Maynard! What did she say?
Who?
Mason. Remember you went to tell her I couldn't play tennis?
Oh, her.
Yeah, her. What'd she say?
She hit me, but I didn't hit her back, though.
Oh, good. Is she going to the tea dance with me this afternoon?
Yeah, but don't stand up again, huh, good buddy? She hits awful hard.
You know, I'm beginning to see the purpose behind all our work and planning. Why we walked the floor with them at nights. Why we grayed and worked and worried.
Why, dear?
Well, to give the best to your son. to get the feeling of going on in him. Why, do you realize what we've got to pass on to our son? Do you realize the heritage a father has to pass on to his boy? Oh, I don't mean just forehands and backhands. I know other things, you know. Like fishing. Winnie, I'm going to make a first-class angler out of that boy. Do you know that he doesn't know how to cast a dry fly or a wet fly or a wet dry fly? Here, where's my fishing gear?
So long, Dad.
Oh.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, dear.
Hey, just a minute, Vincent. You can't go like that.
Go where, like what?
Fishing. Where else? Why, you know, Nancy Duds, the fish would laugh you right off the lake.
Wait a minute, Dad. What about the store?
Oh, hang the store. There's more important things than money when things like this come up. Honey,
Dad.
where are my hip boots?
In my hope chest where they always are.
Dad? Mom, look.
Good buddy, the thin gray line is approaching.
What?
Why, Dobie, love, you can't go to the tea dance dressed like that.
Yeah, he can't let go at all.
Tea and shame on you, Mr. Dobie Gillis. Am I to understand you are breaking another promise to me?
Well, you see, Mason, we suddenly got very busy in the store, and I've got to help out.
Well, I never.
I never either.
Well, how about later tonight? I've still got the $25.
Well, maybe I will and maybe I won't.
Uh-huh.
I may be engaged this evening.
Engaged?
Some boys I know from Stonewall Jackson Military School are flying up for the weekend.
Yeah, Mason.
And I just adore a boy in uniform.
Uniforms. What's in a uniform? Well, if you take away the fancy epaulettes and the gold braid and the brass buttons and the scrambled eggs on the hat and the sword and the shiny boots, what have you got left?
A naked soldier.
Goodbye, Maynard.
Goodbye, Maynard.
Yeah, come on, boy. Those trout are waiting.
Yeah. Dad, do we have to...
Time and trout wait for no man, boy. Come on, let's get out of here. Get the idea, boy? It's all in the wrist.
Yeah, gee, Dad, you're really good at it, aren't you?
Well, there's no sense being modest. Yeah. It's true. Of course, it's nothing to what I could do if I had an Isaac Walton number 4.
Oh? Well, what's that?
Here, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There it is. Isn't she a beauty?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this catalog's just full of wonderful equipment. But if you haven't got the equipment, you're trying to make up for it and know how.
How do you mean?
Imagination. Put yourself in place of the fish. Now, if I were a trout, what would I want? Where would I be likely to be?
Oh, pretty clever.
Well, if I can use that kind of imagination on a poor fish, why can't I do the same thing for my son?
Well, Dad, there's sort of a difference.
Not when it comes to imagination. I should say, what does Dobie want? Where is he likely to be?
Well, that's easy. I want a girl that's dreamy, and I'm likely to be in the principal's office.
Well, that's because you're a normal, fun-loving American boy. Now, I should say, if I expect a trout to act like a trout, why shouldn't I expect my boy to act like a boy? Why should he be a goody two-shoes?
Oh, you reel him in, Dad.
No, give him a lot of line. Don't horse him. Let him run until...
Until he gets away?
Believe me, boy, this could have never happened if I had an Isaac Walton number 4.
Sure, Dad. Sure.
Blow the man down, boy. Blow the man down.
Where on earth have you been?
Yo-ho, blow the man down.
Well, you look very happy. You must have caught a lot of fish.
No fish.
No fish? What did you catch?
Well, we caught a lot of fresh air and sunshine, and we caught a good look at each other. Right, boy?
Right, Dad.
And we liked what we caught. Right, son?
Right, Dad.
I'm so proud of both my men.
We would have caught fish, lots of them, if Dad had had an Isaac Walton number 4.
Oh, never mind about that. Hey, here's an idea. How about going out and bowling a few lines, huh?
Oh, yeah, good. I'll go get my bowling shoes and my thick socks.
No, I'll get them for you. You stay here and have a cold drink.
Oh, I'll get the shoes for you, dear. Save yourself. He'd never be able to find them.
Hey, boy, wait till you see how I put that famous Gillis twist on a bowling ball.
Tennis, fishing, and now bowling. Boy, Dad's quite a guy.
What are you doing? Oh, great. That's where everybody puts their bowling shoes, over the door. It's a miracle you ever found them there. Probably files his socks in the desk drawer.
Don't be silly. They're right here. Here they are.
Hey, Winnie, you know what this is?
No, what?
This is a carbon copy of Dobie's essay. Hey, let's get it framed and hang it on the bedroom wall, huh?
We could have it made into wallpaper.
Oh, don't knock it now. This isn't a joking matter. This is a fine, beautiful thing, this essay. I could just read it over and over. My Dog, by Dobie Gillis. My dog is just about the greatest pal a red-blooded American boy could ask for. He's faithful and loyal and... My dog?
Dobie, I decided to give you one more chance.
You have?
Fabian's opening tonight at the prom ballroom, and everybody who's anybody's going to be there. They'll simply perish with envy when they see this new dress, so I have decided to open my heart and forgive you all your negligence.
Mason, I'd love to take you to Fabian's opening, but...
But you spent the money. I knew it.
No, here's the money, all right.
Oh, but?
But I can't spend it on you, Mason.
Well, who are you going to spend it on? Some big, awkward Yankee girl, I'll wager.
It may sound kind of funny, but I'm spending it on my dad.
On your dad?
Yeah.
Well, Dobie Gillis, what's happened to you?
Well, it's hard to tell you, but something came over me.
Dobie, I think that old essay of yours has gone to your head. Well, I think it's even convinced you.
It has.
But everybody in the whole class knows it was really about a dog.
That's the crazy thing about it, Mason. It used to be about a dog. I know that. When my dad thought it was about him, I somehow began to think so, too. And you know, in a funny way, it is. And then because we both believed it, well, we were different with each other. We found out a lot. For one thing, I found out about forehands and dry flies, and I tell you, Mason, my dad simply got to have an Isaac Walton number 4 reel for $25, and I'm going to give it to him.
What's this silly old Isaac Walton reel you're talking about?
Look, here it is, right in the catalog where my father marked it. I'm not quite sure what it is myself, but if he wants it, he's going to have it. And Mason, I'm ape for you, but I can't go out with you tonight. I'm going bowling with my father, and I'm spending the $25 on him, and that's final.
Well, it certainly is final. You, sir, are not fit to touch the hem of a daughter of the Old South, and I'll thank you, sir, never to intrude your cotton-picking presence upon these eyes again.
Farewell, Mason, might have been.
You carpetbagger.
Son?
What's the matter, Dad? Is there something you want?
No, I got everything I want. You know something good, buddy?
What, Maynard?
You know this like palship with your father?
Don't knock it, good buddy. I know it's crazy, but don't knock it.
Who's knocking it? This morning I said to my father, Daddy-o, I said, how about you and me going fishing, or playing a little tennis, or going bowling like that? Well, he looked at me, and I looked at him. And you know what happened, Dobe?
What happened, Maynard?
He ran away.
He ran away?
Yeah. I hope we hear from him soon. The rent is due.
Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Thomas, must we do this?
It's the only way, even though we must return to the old country. Little Katrina shall be brought up in America.
Oh, my poor baby. So helpless, so trusting, so gentle, so innocent.
Hi, baby. Baby? Nah, couldn't be a baby. Like, man, it looked like a baby. Like, man, it sounds like a baby. Oh. Hey, you. Hey. Are you a baby or a little tiny person? You're a baby.
Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, Dobie.
In his lifetime, my friend Maynard G. Krebs has found many strange things. Jackknives, tinfoil, old string, 2 Landon buttons, bus transfers, and once even a pass to a prize fight between Primo Canera and Jack Sharkey. But a baby? A real live, crying, live baby?
Ooh, what a healthy baby.
Yeah.
280 pounds.
Huh? Maynard, that's $2.80.
She's worth more than that.
Yeah. Gee, it sure likes you, Maynard.
Yeah, it thinks I'm its mother.
Oh, look, here's a note.
Ooh, Dobe. It writes better than me.
Dear Sir... Dear Sir or Madam.
Yeah, we must fit in there someplace.
Please give to our baby a good home, as we cannot do it ourselves. Her name is Katrina, and she is 1 year old. If she cries, pat the back softly, and she will stop.
Oh. It don't work, though.
The baby's back, Maynard.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. Maynard, we've got to take her down to the police station.
Police? What for, Dope? She didn't do nothing.
Well, they'll try and find her parents. If they can't do that, then they'll find some sort of home for her.
Yeah, I heard about them homes. Nothing but stale bread and water. And maybe once in a while, a whole mess of lumpy oatmeal.
Maynard, they don't do things like that anymore.
Yeah, when she's like around 5, they'll send her out to work. And she'll be like sweeping chimneys and sleeping in some cold, miserable corner.
Maynard.
A 5-year-old kid sweeping chimneys. Or working in a coal
Maynard,
mine.
enough.
And by the time she's 8, she'll be old. And they'll toss her out like a squeezed-out grapefruit.
Maynard, where'd you ever get such silly ideas?
Who says they're silly? Don't you remember them books we read in English class about England? You know, Oliver Twist and David Copperhead?
That's Copperfield, and no wonder you flunked.
Yeah, Copperfield. Them little English orphans got kicked around like cricket balls.
Maynard, times have changed. Those books were written about conditions around 1850.
Only 25 years ago. How much could times change since then?
Now that I think of it, you also flunked math.
Yeah, she'll be wearing old rags and begging for a crust of bread.
Maynard.
No games, no fun, no kidhood.
Maynard, calm
what
down.
a way to treat a poor little baby.
Look,
You're taking away her Halloween and Christmas and Mother's Day, you rat. And what about Father's Day, you other rat?
Maynard, what's the matter with you? Hey, what's that?
Oh, it's a sack of onions. I'm making the afternoon delivery.
It's a baby.
Yeah, baby onions.
That's adorable. Here.
It's no wit, it's a she. If you pat her on the back, she stops crying.
And Maynard found her in the park. This note came with her.
No kidding.
Yeah, take a look.
Oh, poor child. We'll have to turn her over to the police.
Police? Oh, no, stale bread. A cold, miserable corner.
Maynard, not again.
Can't I just keep her for a while?
Maynard, your sentiments do you honor, but we've got no right to keep her.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's always like this with me. As soon as I start to like something, they take it away.
Maynard.
Like that fox terrier I had. Whenever I came home, he'd go, "Ruff, ruff," and I'd scratch his ears and he'd lick my hand. But then he ran away. Then I found this duck. He got so he knew me. Whenever I came home, he'd go, "Whack, whack," and go flapping around the yard, waiting for me to feed him.
Maynard.
But then I had to give him away on account he laid eggs in the neighbor's yard. And now I got this baby, and she knows me too. She even bites her finger. God bless you. She even bites my finger and gets to know me, maybe know my name.
Maynard.
But I'm gonna lose her too, just like I lost my dog and my duck. No more. No more quack, quack. No more.
Maynard, stop it. You're breaking my heart.
Zelda, this is inhuman. Can't we let him keep her just for a little while?
Well,
Oh, hi, kids. Hey.
Hi, Dad.
What are you doing there? What are you trying to hide, Maynard?
there's nothing.
A basket full of nothing.
Onions.
Onions. Maynard, come back, Dan. Listen, I know you don't get onions in a clothes basket.
Dad, wait. Mr. Gillis, now we have to hurry.
Yes, I know. You have to hurry. School.
No, I can't say it. Hey, Dobe, where's Zelda?
In class with everybody else. And Maynard, why are you wearing that knapsack? And don't tell me.
How do we know she's in a papoose?
Maynard, we've got to find a place to leave her till we decide what to do.
Well,
Maynard, it's essential we can't leave her here.
why don't we take her to class with us?
Mr. Pomfret's class? Surely you jest.
Why not? Who noticed one more sleeping kid in that class?
Maynard, it's out of the question.
Well, Dobe,
Well, Maynard,
I asked you first.
I've heard of starting kids in school early, but this is ridiculous.
Now, my young Bunsen burners, let's turn to the study of the element gold. Zelda Gilroy, what do you know about this important metal?
Well, its chemical symbol is AU, and its atomic weight is 197.2.
Very good. Chatsworth Osborne, Jr., In what form is gold usually found?
In the form of money.
Well, yes, but it does appear in other forms.
Oh, how vulgar.
Also, how true.
I have no wish to question your authority, Mr. Pomfret, but I am considered rather an expert on the subject of gold. See, my family invented it.
Mr. Osborne, you don't seem to be aware that this is a class in chemistry, not a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, which probably accounts for the fact that you are #1 man on our flunk list.
Oh, Gad, what if Mumsy should find out?
The mind trembles.
She'd pack me off to military school quicker than one can say Federal Reserve banknote.
Well, we can always hope, can't we? But now let us make the long return journey to science. Gold is a useful and important metal. However, there are certain other elements which are shifty, deceitful, unstable, tricky.
You rang? Hi, Mr. Pomfret. Are we late?
For spring vacation, no. For this class, yes. Now, what's in that knapsack?
What knapsack?
The knapsack that's going to take you right straight to the principal's office if you don't shape up and tell me.
Oh, that knapsack. That's, my lunch. My lunch.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's like my lunch too, Mr. Pomfret, sir.
Well, Maynard, I've seen you under a full head of steam in the school cafeteria, so that I can believe. Now, class, if you will please turn to page 208 in your textbooks. We will prepare for today's experiment.
Now, don't tell me you couldn't find any place else to leave that baby.
No place. Asked her not to tell her. Maynard. Zelda, we couldn't leave her home. My folks would find her in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we didn't have a quarter to put in one of them lockers in the bus station.
What was that?
What was what?
That.
That what?
And to think I turned down a chance to go into air conditioning.
Dobie, get that baby out of here. You've got to.
Good thinking.
Maybe we could sneak her out the window.
Good thinking.
And then we could take it over to Maynard's house.
Bad thinking.
Yeah, why not?
I don't exactly understand it, Dobe, but ever since I was born, my father ain't too crazy about babies.
No comment.
Please, Chatsworth, we're trying to work.
Oh, do tell. Oh, that sound didn't come from any of you. Mr. Pomfret, oh, Mr. Pomfret, something rather odd is going on around here.
I hear it again.
It's just a little experiment I'm working on, Mr. Pomfret.
Uh-huh.
Not too close, it's liable to explode.
I'll get to the bottom of this if it takes me all semester.
Oh, Mr. Pomfret. Mr. Pomfret. Mr. Pomfret.
Maynard, now look, we gotta stop sneaking around like a bunch of criminals. You gotta do something about that baby.
Yeah.
Like, right, Zelda, you gotta do something about this baby.
Me?
Oh, thank you, Zelda, thank you. You're all heart, little mother.
Maynard, cut that out. You're the one who's going to have to do something about the baby.
Oh, I got it. I'll adopt her.
Impossible.
Adoption's only for married people.
That's silly. She's too young to get married.
Maynard, you'd have to be married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zelda, will you?
Absolutely not.
I'll polish my sneakers and everything.
Up, boy, up.
Oh. Yeah, why do you hate me, Zelda? I'm a human person.
Oh, Maynard, look, I don't hate.
Oh, I got it. Dobe, why don't you and Zelda get married? Then you two can like...
Absolutely not. Yeah, no offense, Zelda.
She's all brains. Maybe after a while you get used to her.
Maynard.
Now, let's not be too hasty to dump a good idea.
Fine. We're child smugglers, and she's wrinkling.
I got another idea.
I hope it's better than the last one.
Why don't you take the baby home with you, Zelda?
Oh, no. There are 6 girls in my family already, and if one more shows up, my father will pick up his hat and 4 in Legionsville.
What if one of you girls get married?
Well, now, that's possible. You see, my sisters are almost as attractive and desirable as I am, so in that case...
In that case, we better forget it. I'll just have to stand up and fight to keep this baby myself.
Maynard.
Against anybody.
Maynard.
Against everybody.
Maynard.
Just let somebody try to take this baby away.
Maynard,
I'll
Mr. Pomfret's
stand
heading
here and
down the
fight,
hall.
and Mr. Pomfret's headed down the hall?
Yeah.
Like, bye.
Look, I don't want to do anything to hurt the baby either. But we can't hide her anymore. It's too risky.
Yeah, we'll just have to take her to the police station.
Police!
Maynard, be reasonable. It's the only way.
First of all, they took away my... Then they took away my quack, quack. Now they're going
Maynard, stop that. We're only doing what we have to do.
Yeah, why fight it?
It's bigger than both of us.
It's better this way, dear, sweet, gentle Maynard.
All right, but let's get it over with quick and painless. Go get the police. Police! Us two will wait here.
Come on, Dobie.
Hello there, baby. You like me? I like you. Oh, you're a pretty little baby. You like prettier than my duck. You like prettier than my fox terrier, too. Yeah, he was smarter. You're like prettier.
Oh, hey, yours is cute.
Thank you. Hey, so's yours.
Yeah, 13 months old. Name's Gerald.
Boy or a girl?
Boy. Gerald Tarantino.
Mine's Katrina. The note says she's a year old.
Note. Aren't you her father?
No, her mother.
Mine kept me up half the night, just wouldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, well, mine sleeps like a baby.
That's wonderful. What do you have her on, a special diet or something?
No, nothing special. Just chocolate ice cream and ginger ale.
Where are your cereals and your strained vegetables?
I don't eat them. Why should she?
Well, you got a point. Gotta admit, she looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Dobie, I'm worried. Maynard is so crazy about that kid, he's liable to do something desperate.
No, he wouldn't do anything unkind. Maynard doesn't know the meaning of the word unkind.
There's a lot of words that Maynard doesn't know the meaning of, including kidnapping.
Oh, Zelda. Maynard wouldn't... Quick, before it's too late. Let's get that baby to the police station.
She's beautiful.
What do you do when she cries?
Oh, I like pat her on the back like this.
That's pretty good. Let me try that. Oh. Boo-ba-ba. No, here. Booty-ya-ba-ba-ba.
No, like this. Here. Booty-ya-ba. Booty-ya-ba.
Booty-ya-ba-ba. Booty-ya-ba.
No, your hands are like in the right place, but you don't have the beat yet. Try cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
Booty-ya. Cha-cha-cha. Booty-ya. Oh, listen, you've really got away with kids, mister.
Thank you, ma'am. You keep practicing, you might get it, too.
Well, I sure hope so. I got 5 more at home.
Ooh, great. You got like a lot of equipment to practice on.
I think I better go home and practice now. Come on. Down we go. Oop. Say goodbye. See you later.
Bye, Mrs. Tarantino. Bye, Gerald. Say goodbye to Gerald, baby.
Maynard.
Like, hi, good buddy. You back already with the police?
Police! Maynard, I gotta tell you something. You're gonna keep that baby.
Dobie, are you out of your mind? We can't keep that baby. Well, I'm going to the police even if you...
Please! Although, listen, let Maynard keep her just for a little while.
Please, small girl.
Are you mad? This baby needs a proper home.
Sure, a proper home, not a police station, not an institution.
Yeah. Chimneys, coal mines, and Oliver Twist. How can you be so cruel and rotten?
Yeah, can't we keep her while we look for a good home? Just for a little while?
Please, Zelda?
Well...
You're all heart, girl. So are you, kid. Say like thank you to Zelda.
Hey, your baby woke up, huh?
Not my baby. Must be yours.
Mine's 18. Boy, what are you doing here? What's going on?
Yeah, you don't want to go up there.
Oh, I don't?
No, of course not. It's damp up there. Bad for your
up there
lumbago.
it's damp. It's
Uh-huh.
damp up
Yeah.
there. It is 10 feet higher up there
Uh-huh.
than it is down here, but it's
Yeah.
damp up there. Huh? I don't know what gets into you sometimes, boy, but I do know this. Whenever you come up with a crazy story like this, you are up to something. Now out with it. What's going on up there?
Up there?
Don't give me that innocent stuff, boy. Where do you think you're going, Maynard?
What a nice day, huh, Mr. Gillis?
It is getting ready to rain, and what have you got in the basket?
What if I told you it was like my lunch?
Yeah, what if you did? There's something very peculiar going on around here, and I think there's an explanation coming.
Okay, let's have it.
Well, I was standing at the counter. Give me that basket.
You're scaring Maynard.
And vice versa, and he isn't even trying.
Remember me? I came by for some of that chocolate ice cream and ginger ale. Thought maybe I'd get my kids to sleep like yours. Boy, your store's a lot of fun, Mr. Gillis.
It's empty.
Like, naturally, what'd you expect?
I don't know. Something going on around here. I don't know what, where, when, why, but I know one thing. I was standing right here at the counter, and I said to her, I think your baby woke up. She says, it's not my baby. And then I heard it again, and so I turned around to go upstairs, see? And I walked out. And Dobie came back out here.
Maynard, where's the baby? What happened?
Simmer down, good buddy. Somewhere in that street, there's a baby buggy carrying a double payload. I think think my baby got into your buggy?
Oh, are you nuts? Well, what do you know? Now, how do you suppose she got in there?
I don't know. They're pretty clever. Look how they stick their toes in their mouth.
Maynard.
Listen, let's make a decision. Which one do you want?
Well, let's see.
I've got a great idea. Why don't you take yours?
Yeah, good thinking.
Good thinking, yeah. Come on, Maynard.
Okay, fellas, we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Now, just a minute. That's all, Maynard. That's positively all. We're going to the police right now.
Police?
She's right, Maynard.
No, sir. I'm not going to give her the baby till I'm sure she's going to get a beautiful home with luxury and riches and wealth, all like that.
Swell. Who would we find with a home like that?
Hi-ho, playmates. Anyone for polo?
Now, go ahead, Chatsworth. Talk to your mother about taking the baby.
Well, not so fast now. It isn't that I dislike children. I was one myself at one time, or so my governess tells me. But here, at Osborne House, cavorting in the formal gardens, wreaking havoc with a Louis XIV decor.
Chatsworth, it pains me deeply to put it on this basis, but what will happen if you flunk chemistry?
No, parish forbid. Mumsy would pack me off to military school quicker than she could foreclose a mortgage.
Yeah, in military school, you'll have no little blue sports car.
No private tennis court.
No valet.
No butler.
No chauffeur.
No warden.
No...
Just holding up my end of the conversation.
The picture you paint is frightening, frightening. What shall I do? What?
Chatsworth, there's only one person who can get you through the chemistry course.
Well, who, pray tell? Who?
Her. Now cut that out.
Of course, Zelda,
Yeah.
the smartest pupil in the entire class. You'll do it, dear girl. You'll save me, won't you?
No.
No.
But I couldn't bear to lose my little blue sports car or my dollar-shaped swimming pool. Oh, and just scads of other little necessities.
She'll do it on one condition.
You mean?
That's right. The baby.
Very well, I'll do it.
Wonderful. I could kiss you.
I couldn't.
Never mind that. Now, the baby.
Yes, well, this may take some doing. Mumsy is very particular.
Well, in this place, you'd never notice another mouth to feed.
Oh, you must have at least 50 rooms.
Actually, only 47. 3 were stolen. Oh, gulp, here comes Mumsy now.
Oh, how I long for the days when servants were endangered. Good gracious, this servant problem becomes more unbearable every day. How I long for the days of serfdom. Oh, Chatsworth, must you do that, you nasty boy?
Mumsy, I adore you.
Oh, rot. The only time you ever kiss me is when you want something.
Well, as a matter of fact,
kissing me is the surest way not to get it. Tremblay.
Yes, madam.
I discharged the,
Eva and Thomas.
The Eva and Thomas a week ago. Why are they still cluttering up the grounds?
They're waiting for their salary checks, madam. Some nonsense about needing the money to book passage back to their homeland.
Oh, dear. Didn't my financial secretary take care of that? I'm going to discharge him at once.
Oh, you already did, madam.
I did? Who can keep track of all these secretaries?
I can, madam. You discharged 5 last month.
Well, it was a short month. My checkbook, Tremblay. You know, it seems rather a shame to have to let,
Eva and Thomas.
Eva and Thomas go. They were really quite good servants, except for one nasty habit.
They didn't warm the plates?
Oh, yes, they did. They warmed the plates, but they brought them in their cold hands.
How ghastly.
Yes, rather makes you wonder what the world's coming to. Oh, Tremblay, this pen's worn out. Catch my peacock, pull another tail feather.
Mumsy, do you like children?
I loathe children. And that's not remarkable, considering the experience I've had.
Mumsy, how droll.
Oh, Chatsworth, stop that fawning. All right, what is it you want?
Perhaps I should show you. People, here.
Hello, Mrs. Osborne.
How are you, Mrs. Osborne?
If you pat her on the back, she stops crying.
Oh, Chatsworth, throw these wandering troubadours crusts of bread and away with them.
Mrs. Osborne, maybe I'm one of those wondering what you said, but she isn't.
Good gracious. If my memory serves me correctly, it's a baby.
The nicest baby in the whole world.
Even nicer.
I will not have an infant cluttering up these grounds. Guards! 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 Out Shut up, you ragamuffin, before I have you thrown. What are you doing to that child?
Holding her.
Oh, you nasty boy. Give her to me. There. No. Now you be quiet. Quiet, I say. Now, that's all that's needed is a firm hand.
How would you like to keep her, Mrs. Osborne?
Yeah, for just a little while, to keep her out of chimneys.
Oh, it's out of the question. I know nothing about children.
Sure you do. Look at Chatsworth.
Yes, look at him.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No, I am.
Mrs. Osborne, we have to find a nice home for the baby.
And you got more nice home than the whole state of Cleveland.
It's out of the question.
Mumsy, despite the company she keeps, the child does deserve a decent place to stay.
Why, Chatsworth, you surprise me. Why, you're a warm-hearted boy. Nasty, but warm-hearted.
Madame, if you have our checks, we are ready to leave now.
We will.
Katrina! Thomas, this is our baby, Katrina!
Stand back! Stand back, I say. Eva, Thomas, is this your baby?
We have no more job, so we have to go back to the old country.
It is not good at the old country. Not like this blessed America. So we decided our Katrina must be an American.
It was a hard decision, Madame. We love our baby.
Yes, Thomas, we love our baby so much that we didn't think well. We cannot leave her, no matter how bad it will be in the old country. It's our baby, and we must keep her.
You're right. Madame, give me please the baby. She goes with her parents who love her.
Stand back, I say. This child stays here, and so do you two.
Madame!
Please, no tears. I'm very sentimental.
Dope? I know, Maynard. I'm getting misty, too.
Move over.
Madam, it's your 4,000-carat diamond necklace.
Oh, last year.
Oh, but Mumsy, please.
Oh, be quiet, you nasty boy. This child has spirit.
Now, Mumsy, I must really protest this one.
Will you be quiet and hold your baby sister?
Go, go, go.
Come on now. Now we must eat. This food has been ordered with the approval of Dr. Spock. Come on now. Oh, you don't want any more. All right. Lullaby time. Get going. Something soothing. She's ready for bed.
All right, an F chord, please, Zelda.
I've heard all about Dobie. What I want to know is what kind of blind date did he find for me?
Don't worry, Joanne. If Dobie found you a blind date, you can bet he's a good one. Take my word for it.
You rang?
Oh, it's only you, Maynard.
Oh, it's only you, Maynard. It's only you, Maynard.
I'm sorry. I just meant...
My father's been saying that ever since the first day I learned to talk. What a way to treat a 9-year-old kid. At school, everybody thinks only you is like my first name. I almost didn't graduate from grammar school because they couldn't fit only you, Maynard G. Krebs, on my diploma.
What is he, some kind of a nut?
He says he's a protest cat.
That's right, I'm protesting. Cats all over the world are protesting. My whole social group is like protesting. We're angry young men, and we're all protesting.
What are you angry young men protesting about?
I don't know. And that's why I'm such an angry young man.
He's sneaky.
Yes. I wish Dobie would get here with your blind date.
That's like me.
You are my blind date?
I didn't think you'd like me.
Thanks a lump, Charlene. And be sure to thank Dobie for me. Because I won't be here.
I won't be here either. Of all the rotten, low, contemptible, sneaky...
How do you do, my dear?
You, Dobie Gillis, are the lowest.
What?
I don't want to ever see you again.
Charlene.
You may have your high white pin and your flowers.
But Charlene,
Goodbye
I love you.
forever. Hey, Charlene, I love you.
Dobie. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Dobie.
I bet you think you know what's going to happen next. The man who tripped over me in the park will turn out to be the new principal of our school, or someone who's important to my father, or like that. Well, you're wrong. I mean, you're wrong if you think he's the new principal of our school, or like that. But important to my father? Wow! Only the most important thing that's happened to my father since I was born. And he was jumpy both times.
Winnie, why are you wearing that apron?
Because it is considered bad taste to wear a mink coat while dusting.
All right, go ahead, disgrace me. Make me feel like 2 cents. When Edward J. McCluskey's liable to walk through that door any second, even sooner.
Goodness, sir, but the way you're carrying on, you think we're expecting the President of the United States.
Well, for your information, the President of the United States would be very proud to be the National Grand Exalted Bull Bison of the Bison Lodge and give out with the Bison Bull Bellow.
Belonging to the Bisons means a great deal to you, doesn't it, dear?
Winnie, when I walked into that lodge hall and signed up 12 years ago, it was probably the most important thing that ever happened to me. Outside of marrying you, of course.
Oh, you're sweet, dear. And now you're on the threshold of becoming the local Grand Exalted Bull of the Bison Lodge. I'm so proud.
If duty calls, I must answer. But I can't get elected, you know, unless the National Grand Exalted Bull Bison gives me his okay. You don't think a busy man like Edward J. McCluskey's coming out here from Cleveland to spend the night with us just for the train ride, you know. Ooh, if I can just make that Dobie keep that creep Maynard out of here now while...
Mr. Gillis?
Mr. McCluskey? Oh, Brother Bison.
Brother Bison.
Oh, welcome, National Grand Exalted Bull Bison, and what happened to you?
Never mind.
Oh, yes, this is the little woman, Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis.
How do you do, ma'am?
I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. McCluskey. I hope you'll enjoy your visit with us.
I beg your pardon, ma'am. I'm here for business, not for enjoyment. Top-level bison thinking. When a member is up for important office, we always check on his family life. When a man is loved by his kin, a good man he has been.
Well, and you have come to the right place. I may not be much, but if there is one thing I am, it is a solid family man. I am solid from toe to head.
Fine. Now, I see by the, qualification report that you have a son, Dopey.
That's Dobie, sir, with a B.
Yeah, Dobie. I must meet that boy. Now, here's a thought you should always keep under your cap. You judge a tree by its apple, not by its sap. You'll find those words on page 63 of the Bison Leadership Manual, ma'am. Thoughts for thinking.
Oh, and a grand thought it is, sir. By the way, Winnie, where is our little son?
Oh, he ought to be home any minute now. He's a fine boy.
I hope so. Not like that oaf who almost killed me on my way over here.
Oh, how awful.
Yes, what happened?
Oh, some empty-headed young simpleton was so busy watching a girl he didn't even see me, bowled me right over.
Well, fathers of kids like that should be run in. Thank goodness our Dobie was brought up better than that.
If your son has such good manners, he should be teaching them the ruffians of this neighborhood.
Dobie?
Of course. Such a boy has a duty to instruct those less outstanding than he is.
Dobie? Oh, yes.
Need I remind you that the motto of the Bisons is to lend a hand
to one in need is very fine and good indeed.
Brother Gillis, your son knows the motto, does he not?
Oh, he does. For instance, he has this friend. See, well, he's not exactly a friend. He's more like a ward. Oh, this kid is the most gone kid in town, see, name of Maynard Krebs. He belongs to the sloppy beatnik group, you know, the dirty sneakers, the chin piece, the whole bit. He is so far out, even the best beatniks can't reach him. And our son, Dobie, out of the goodness of his heart, has taken him under his wing.
When am I going to see how he handles the rehabilitation of this delinquent?
When?
As soon as possible.
Oh, as soon as possible.
Bully. Now, ma'am, if you'll show me to my room, I shall unpack.
This way, Mr. McCluskey.
Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. I hope you haven't gone to any special trouble for me.
No, not at all.
A guest who is never in the way shall return a guest another day.
Dobie, I want to talk to you.
It wasn't my fault.
Listen, I want you to what wasn't your fault?
I'm not sure yet.
Well, while you're making up your mind, I want you to go over and get Maynard.
Maynard?
Yes, right away.
My Maynard? The only you Maynard?
Get going, will you, please?
But,
boy?
Dad, you don't like Maynard. Yesterday you called him the last living relic of the Stone Age.
That was yesterday. Today I want him over here. Now!
Okay, but I don't know where he is. He disappeared right after I knocked over that funny-looking fat fellow with the striped suit and the suitcase.
Well, you'll probably find him down at the what funny-looking fat fellow with a striped suit and a suitcase.
He couldn't be at the malt shop. They threw him out because his account's 2 years overdue.
What funny-looking fat fellow?
At the record store, he's 3 years
With
overdue.
what suitcase?
At the roller skating rink.
Boy, you are not listening to me.
Yes, I am, Dad.
Then why don't you answer my question?
Because I'm scared you won't like the answer.
Now, let's approach this with a lot of calm. After you knocked over...
Brother Gillis! Oh, Brother Gillis!
Yes?
Oh, there you are, Brother Gillis. I just wanted to remind you to call me as soon as your son comes home.
Oh, I will.
I'm eager to meet you.
Yes, absolutely.
That, I take it,
Would be the funny fat fellow with the striped suit and the suitcase.
I'll admit my dad got panicky at first, but after a few minutes he calmed down and attacked the problem in a fair, reasonable way. Dad, you sure this is such a good idea, me leaving home for a couple of days?
I don't know. All I know is that if McCluskey lays his eyes on you, I'm a dead duck. What am I saying, a dead bison?
But you told him you had a son. What's he going to think when he doesn't see him?
I don't care. All I know is that I can't let him clap eyes on you.
Dad, look.
Now, listen, you get down that tree, and I'll throw the suitcase down to you.
But, Dad, you
of
just
all
can't
the rotten
leave.
breaks, McCluskey coming here expecting me to have a nice family. Will you get going, please? And I wind up with a son who's a no-good, stumbling, left-headed stumblebum.
You rang? Like, hi, Dobie. I come in through the window because your father don't be hanging around. Well, what? Like, hi, Mr. Gillis. Like, bye, Mr. Gillis.
This may come as a great shock to you, Maynard, but I am happy to see you. Very happy.
Me? Maynard? It's only you, Maynard?
Yes, now listen, Maynard. Listen carefully. What is the most important thing in the world to you?
You joshin' man? Jazz.
Fine.
Ooh, I like
Maynard.
the jazz the most. And you know who's coming to town tomorrow night?
Fine.
The loneliest monk.
Fine. Now,
and I get
Maynard-
to sit with him on the bongos.
Is that good?
It's only the greatest thing that ever happened to me is all.
Fine. Now, Maynard, I'm very happy for you. Would you like to know what is the most important thing that ever happened to me?
You weren't drafted for the Spanish-American War.
No, I joined the Bisons.
The Bison Lodge? I mean them cats that shoot pool and wear them funny hats and sing them cornball songs. Oh, the benevolent.
Knock it off, mister. All right, so maybe we do wear funny hats and we sing carny songs, but we also run hospitals and rehabilitation centers and old people's homes and research labs and scholastic funds, and don't you dare knock the Bisons to me.
I'm like sorry, Mr. Gillis.
Oh, it's all right. Forget it.
Gee, Dad, you're pretty proud of being a bison.
We're all proud. It's a proud organization, son.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to become the local Grand Exalted Bull Bison if you kids will help me.
Anything, Mr. Gillis.
Sure, Dad, what can we do?
Well, you'll be him and he'll be you.
Huh?
Well, it's like a masquerade. See, now...
I don't get it.
Well, McCluskey didn't see him, did he?
No.
And he did see you.
Yeah.
So if he becomes you and you become him, McCluskey will never know the difference, will he?
Yeah, but Maynard and I don't look anything like each other.
Yeah, I'm like taller.
He's like...
I told you, it's just a masquerade. Now, we'll start. The first thing, you'll change clothes.
Yeah, then we change heads.
Oh, no. We'll just shave off your beard.
Oh, no.
Maynard, for me, for the Bison, for old Lang Syne.
For how long?
Well, just till tomorrow. McCluskey's leaving tomorrow, and then you can go back to being your own sloppy self again. No offense, man.
No offense. But you're sure it'll be over tomorrow. Because the loneliest monk comes to town tomorrow night, and I get to sit in the bongos. And I like you, Mr. Gillis, and I want to help you. But I ain't going to miss tomorrow night for nobody or nothing.
You won't, Maynard. I promise.
Well...
You will?
Okay.
What about you, son?
Sure, Dad.
Oh, Dobie, my son. Maynard, my son. Oh, you're real human beings.
Dad and his big ideas. In our house, he's famous for them. And every time he comes up with a new one, Mom gives him the same encouraging response.
It will never work, Herbert.
Why?
In the first place, Maynard could never impersonate Dobie.
He can try.
And what is more impossible, Dobie could never impersonate Maynard. How could a boy with that upbringing and that background possibly know how to act like a crude, careless, uncouth...
Bum?
Bum.
You rang? Like hot cats. What's a beat?
Don't be scared, Winnie. It's just Dobie.
I know! Why do you think I'm scared? My baby, what have they done to you? What's this?
I traded clothes with Maynard.
Chins, too?
No, dear. We pasted that on. It was left over from a Halloween party.
Yeah, I went as a billy goat, remember?
Oh, dear, whatever happened to all those years of teaching you how to be neat and clean and tidy and well scrubbed?
You rang, chaps?
Maynard, you're handsome.
I feel like, beg pardon, Mrs. Gillis, like naked.
You look very nice, dear.
Thank you, Mrs. Gillis. You're very pretty, too. So are you, Mr. Gillis.
What's so funny?
Man, you are. Where'd you get that far-out outfit?
Maynard, you look like this all the time.
I do?
You do.
You know something, Dobe? If I saw me and I was just like that, I'd say, oh, it's only you, Maynard.
Yeah.
Maynard, you may look all right, but can you act like the son of Mr. and Mrs. Herbert T. Gillis?
Dad, I'm kind of short of cash. No! Can I have the keys to the car? No! Can I stay out past midnight? No!
Maynard, you have just passed the test.
Herbert, I still have not agreed to let the boys go through with this. In the first place, it's dishonest.
Well, in the second place, if McCluskey ever sees him, he'll blackball me.
Please, Mom, Dad's heart will be broken if Dad doesn't get elected.
Well...
Please, Winnie.
Well, all right. If it's what you want, Herbert, then it's what I want, too.
Oh, Winnie, you are a fine and noble woman.
Dad'll never forget you for this.
Me neither.
Now, that's the kind of affectionate family I like.
Where? Oh, yes, yes. We're a pretty mushy bunch around here.
That's what this country needs. Plenty of old-fashioned, down-to-earth family affection. Why, in Europe, fathers and sons kiss each other all the time, and they're not ashamed. We ought to do more of it here. Right, Brother Gillis?
Right, Brother McCluskey. Son?
That's the spirit that's made this country great.
McCluskey, this is my son, Dobie. Dobie, say hello to Mr. McCluskey.
Like hello to Mr. McCluskey.
Nice to meet you, my boy. Your father's told me all about the fine work you're doing with the hopeless outcasts of this neighborhood.
Yeah, they're pretty outcasts.
One in particular, a Maynard Krebs.
A Maynard G. Krebs. Yeah, he's pretty... hopeless? An outcast?
Like I'm Maynard G. Krebs, and I'm like hopeless, all right.
You, Krebs?
Check, Daddy-O, and man, I'm like beat. Ooh, man, we're swinging.
I think dinner's about ready. Shall we go up?
Like wow,
Son,
man.
will you bring your mother, please?
Oh, she'll love it. Be right back. Ready, ma'am?
That's Mom. Mr. McCluskey?
Oh, yes. Maynard, would you pass the milk, please?
Ooh, like quicker than you said Dizzy Gillespie, Daddy.
How fun.
Ooh, Daddy.
If you can do anything with him, you're a marvel.
Yes, us gentlemen are quite marvelous.
I'll bring the dessert.
Yeah, I still got room for more.
Son, would you please pass the sugar?
At your service, Pater. You see, Maynard, in our social circle, that is what they call manners.
Oh, your mother collects Guy Lombardo records.
Too ill-bred.
Hey, a funny thing happened to me in an espresso house the other day. It was so deep in the cellar that the waiter was a gopher.
Son, help your mother.
Oh, yeah. At your service, Mater.
Boy, why don't you show Mr. McCluskey how you were straightening out this poor, unfortunate boob?
As you wish, Pater. My dear lad, have you ever wondered what's going to become of you?
Man, like, who's got time for that kind of head stuffing?
Then what do you do with your time?
Ooh, I like protest.
Protest?
You know it, Daddy-O. I like protest because I'm an angry young man. And the world is full of angry young men like me, and we're all protesting.
Well, tell me, dear lad, what are you angry young men protesting about?
I don't know, and that's why I'm an angry young man. Oh, man, Mrs. Z, when it comes to eating, that's living. Got any more?
Well, I have some ice cream in the icebox.
Cool.
Oh, it's good to know there are still boys like you in the world, Dobie.
We are the hope of the future.
Now, tell me, what plans have you made for your career?
Oh, the usual. College, the continent, postgraduate work, Postgraduate work.
Boy,
Postgraduate
Boy, you
work.
are wasting away.
I expect to lead the kind of life expected of lads in my social circle, doing good deeds, helping old ladies across the street, giving money to museums, giving
Son,
money to
pass the coffee quick.
At your service, Pater.
Ooh, man, have I got a crazy idea. When we're done feeding our faces, let's go downtown and draw mustaches on pictures of Lawrence Welk.
We'll go to the library, you young scamp, and read The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire.
I believe that's empire.
True, but I'm using the Oxford pronunciation. Oh. Coming, Maynard?
Crazy, Pop, crazy.
Good night, Pater. Good night, Mr. McCluskey. Good night, boy.
Oh, Dobie. Yes. Brother Gillis, haven't you forgotten something?
To keep the wool pulled over Mr. McCluskey's eyes, we had to call Maynard's folks and see if he could spend the night at our house. After they got through applauding, they said okay. But I don't mind telling you, I was still worried. Maynard, do you think we got away with it?
Gee, I don't know.
I sure hope so. It means an awful lot to...
Belongs to your father. Looks more like it belongs to your mother.
Yeah. Gee, I wish I knew if Mr. McCluskey believes us.
Oh, there you are, Dobie. I thought this might interest you. It's the Bison Leadership Manual. Read a thought a day, it's the Bison way.
Thanks, sir. You're all heart.
Good night, Dobie. Good night,
Yeah, only you, Maynard.
Only you, man.
Yeah. It worked, Maynard. It worked.
Yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you going?
To bed. Where do you think?
That's Dobie Gillis's bed.
So?
So who's Dobie Gillis? When I act, I'm a whole hog actor.
Maynard. Now look. Yeah. Maynard.
We did it, Winnie Pooh. We did it. In 1 hour, the National Grand Exalted Bull Bison will be on his way back to Cleveland. And in 1 week, I will be the local Grand Exalted Bull Bison.
And about time. I don't know how much longer I could stand seeing my baby in that scarecrow suit.
It's all okay now, Winnie. McCluskey thinks we're the greatest family since that of our beloved founder, Zachary H. Bison.
Has Mr. McCluskey left yet?
He's in his room packing.
Man, he better hurry, because if he misses his train, me and Thelonious Monk ain't never going to make that beautiful music together.
He won't miss it. I'll see to that.
Me too. You know, it hasn't been the easiest thing in the world calling Maynard son, other than no offense, Maynard.
That's all right, Mr. Gillis. I'm getting pretty tired of being Dobie anyhow.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm getting kind of tired of being you.
No offense.
No offense, Maynard.
But one more day in these spooky duds and I would have gone wig.
Now, just a minute.
Well, the whole Gillis family.
Like, hi, Mr. McCluskey. You want me to, go lug your luggage?
No, thank you, Maynard.
Oh, Mr. McCluskey, did you notice that improvement? Manners and everything. And my boy, Dobie, he did it.
We're very proud of both of them.
And you should be. If you help a lad, you can't be all bad. That's on page 276 of the revised Bison Leadership Manual, man.
Too bad you have to leave so soon, Mr. McCluskey. I'll go get your bag.
I'll go get your bag.
Yeah. Don't bother, boys. I'm not leaving yet.
You're not leaving yet?
Well, that's such a fine visit, I've decided to stay over another day. I'm taking you all out to dinner tonight.
Well,
I know. You want me to stay here for dinner. But as the handbook says, a guest who is never in the way will return a guest another day.
Yeah, and nobody but a dirty skunk will keep a man for Thelonious Monk.
Nothing. Winnie, as long as Mr. McCluskey is staying, don't you think we ought to get him some clean towels or something?
Oh, yes. Come, Mr. McCluskey.
Right this way.
Maynard, I'm not going to let Dad do it.
It's all right, Dobie. Really.
It's not all right. You got a chance to sit in with Thelonious Monk tonight, and you're going to do it.
Forget it, Dobie. It's not that important.
It's only the most important thing in the world to you, that's all. I mean, jazz is your whole life, and when a chance like this comes up, nobody's got a right to take it away from you. Not even if he's my own father.
Well, thanks, Dobe, but it's okay, honest. Sure, jazz is all I got. But what's your father got except the bison? I mean, at his time of life, what else is there? Just a rocking chair, soft food, and the bison. And if he's got a chance to be a high mucky muck, well, I gotta give him that chance. Because at his age, you don't get too many chances.
Maynard, you're all heart.
That's right, Maynard. You are all heart.
Thanks, Mr. Gillis, but you better be careful. Don't go calling me Maynard, or Mr. McCluskey might hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, let him hear. Let the whole world hear. I'm tired of this masquerade. I know I didn't want McCluskey to find out that it was Dobie that bowled him over in the park, so I adopted you as my son temporarily, but you are not my son. You are Maynard G. Krebs, a fine, warm-hearted, self-sacrificing young man. And tonight, you are going to play the bongos with Thelonious Monk, whatever that means.
Dad, what are you going to tell Mr. McCluskey?
The truth. Oh, I'm sick of this phony act. I know, Dobe. The Bisons mean a lot to me, but so does Maynard G. Krebs.
Very touching. Very, very touching.
You heard?
I heard. Pulled a little switch, eh, Brother Gillis?
I made them do it. It's all my fault, Brother McCluskey.
Well, Brother Gillis, if this was a television show instead of real life, I'd have this to say to you. Gillis, any man who wants to be grand exalted bull bison as bad as you do ought to have the job, but this is not television. This is real life. And this is what I have to say to you. You lied to me, and you are not going to get the job. I'm sorry. Good day.
Mr. McCluskey, let me ask you a question.
Yes?
Why do you suppose everybody looks at television every night?
Why?
Because television's better than real life. I mean, if real life is better than television, then people would look at each other every night, wouldn't they?
Well...
So why be so lifelike? Why not be better than life, like television?
Young man, you may have a thought there.
Yeah.
Now, how would they do it on television?
Like this. Brother Gillis, anybody who wants to be grand exalted bull bison as bad as you do ought to have the job.
Brother Gillis, like he says.
I'm getting kind of all misty.
Hurry up, Herbert, you'll be late. Why, Herbert, you look lovely, dear.
You sure do, dear.
Congratulations, Dad.
Don't congratulate me. I could have never become the grand exalted bull bison if it hadn't been for the help you three gave me, especially you, Maynard. You know, a man expects to get cooperation from his own family, but for a rank outsider, Maynard, I don't know what to say.
Oh, don't say anything, Mr. Gillis. Kiss me.